Now on air with the CricCom commentary team.
Hello and a warm welcome to everyone out there for match number 14 of the Lanka Premier League. This is Dambulla Aura and versus Gaul Titans, and well, they were Gaul Gladiators a couple of years back. And before we go to the playing 11s, I think we should welcome Sporta 940787 and Sporta 297931 who have well, shall I say, demanded the playing 11, not the playing 11, team बनाकर दिखाओ, बनाकर सेंड करो. तो भैया जी आप ये टीम कंसिडर कर सकते हैं. विकेट कीपर्स में आप टिम साइफर्ट, कुशल मेंडिस को रख सकते हैं. बैटर्स में अविष्का फर्नांडो, कुशल परेरा, शेवन डैनियल. ऑलराउंडर्स में धनंजय डिसिल्वा, दसुन शाणका, शकीब अल हसन और हेडन कर. और बोलर्स में कसुन राजिता और तबरेज शमजी. कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन ऑप्शंस में आप शाणका, धनंजय को रख सकते हो. शाकिब अल हसन एक ऑप्शन है, और आप चाहो तो शमसी और अविष्का को रख सकते हो. ये हमारी तरफ से एक टीम की सजेशन है. ऑफ कोर्स ऑप्शंस तो आपके पास कई सारे होते हैं, पर ज्यादा वक्त नहीं है ये गेम स्टार्ट होने के लिए, और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपको हमारी तरफ से जो भी थोड़ी बहुत सहायता मिली उससे आपको लाभ हुआ होगा. अगर आपकी तरफ से कुछ सजेशंस हैं, या फिर आप वो 5 ओवर वाली कॉन्टेस्ट खेल रहे, जैसे कि वन टीम 11 की होती है या फिर माई टीम 11 की कभी कभी होती है, इनिंग्स ब्रेक के बाद भी आप टीम बना सकते हो, डेफिनेटली हमें बताइएगा जरूर. पर फिलहाल यहाँ पर मैच शुरू हो रहा है. बिनुरा फर्नांडो इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट ऑफ प्रोसीडिंग्स एंड विल लेट यू नो इन अ व्हाइल हु इज द ओपनिंग बैटर for the Gaul Titans, and a length ball around the middle stump. It's worked away to the leg side of the bowler, and it's Tim Seifert who is one of the openers for the Gaul Titans, and Binura Fernando starts off with an average speed ball 128. Tim Seifert and Shevan Daniel are the openers for the Gaul Titans. The men in the deep, as far as the first over is concerned, are deep backward point and deep square leg. Interestingly, no fine leg, no third man, and obviously no one in square the wicket in the deep, and Dhananjay De Silva is seen at first slip. So we're all set now, none for none with the first slip in place, and this one again in line with the stumps, pushed towards mid on, and a quick single taken. And it is interesting. Now we'll focus on the teams which are in display here. That is Gaul Titans rather, and the Dambulla Aura. And as far as they are concerned, well, the news from out in the middle is that the Dambulla Aura won the toss and elected to field. And the reason why Kusal Mendes said he wants to chase is because he believes his team's batting lineup is very good. And the Gaul Titans and the Dambulla Aura have made a couple of changes, while the Gaul Titans have made 3 changes. Cruz Pulle, Rajapaksa and Shamsi all are out of the playing 11, and this is what the Gaul Titans who are batting first look like. Shivan Daniel, Tim Seifert the openers, Lahiru Samarakun, Shad Bose, Shakib Al Hassan, Sohan D. Livera is the wicket keeper today, Dasun Shanaga, the captain, Ashan Priyanjan, Kasun Rajita, Richard Engarava and Lahiru Kumara. As far as Dambulla Aura, Kusal Mendes, captain and wicket keeper, Avishka Fernando, Sadira Samaravikrama, Ben McDermott, Kusal Pereira, Dhananjay De Silva, Hayden Kerr, Hassan Ali, Binona Fernando and Noor Ahmed. We hope that what Hassan Ali and Kusal Mendes did the other evening, we are not getting a repeat of that, and we get a clean match. And also Shakib Al Hassan, who has been appointed as the ODI captain for Bangladesh, might just hope to do well today, and he will hope that Gaul Titans break their 3-game losing streak. Overpitched outside the off stump, driven through the covers where Avishka Fernando makes a very good diving stop. 1 for no loss there, and this is the trio of, or should I say the quartet of Karthik, Shaurya, Omkar and Dhanush to welcome you through to the proceedings. We will share our YouTube link as well. Please do tune in over there, and you can send in your messages as well. Thank you very much, Sporter 940787, Sporter 297931. अगर आपका नाम हमें पता चले तो हम आपका नाम लेकर आपको सम्मानित करना चाहेंगे. ये Sporter 940787 आईडी लेके थोड़ा बहुत अजीब लगता है बात करने के लिए, but thank you very much for tuning in and putting in your requests. Yes, Dhanush, how do you view this match?
I definitely will be very excited because the Gaul Titans had a very horrible run in the Pallekele leg where they lost all the 3 games. They started off the tournament against this very team, that is the Dambulla Aura. They won in the super over of that contest where they had to score 10 runs, and Bhanuka Rajapaksa came in. First ball boundary, second ball a 6, match done and dusted is what he did in that contest and gave a first victory for the Gaul Titans. But today he is not playing out there. Is there any injury concerns or something that needs to be seen? And here, Shimon Daniels times it to perfection in the backward point region, cuts it off well, and he gets a boundary in the final delivery of the over. 5 for no loss are the Gaul Titans at the end of the first over, and a change in the batting lineup as well. They are not using Lasith Crosspure today, and who has been Shaurya's favourite cricketer in this Lanka Premier League. And how do you feel? What is your first response not seeing your favourite player?
I mean, he was my favourite player for a different reason. I really loved his name. Nevertheless, yes, it is a bit of a shocker to see.
I hope you didn't confuse him with Crosspool.
Yeah,
Deadpool, did you?
Yes, I did that, and that's why I loved his name, because being me, I mispronounced his name in my first game, and then it was Dhanush who told me it is Crosspule. Nevertheless, I mean the partnership between Lasith Crosspule and Shimon Daniel was something that had been working for Gaul Titans. Yes, they were not scoring big runs individually, but they were giving the good startup for the team. We'll have to see how Tim Seifert fits here with Shimon Daniel, as he comes a bit later to bat. So that will be something to watch out for. But Shimon Daniel just doing what he normally does out here.
Yes, he has given a good start in that final delivery, a bit of width on offer, and he just slices it through the backward point region in that gap and gets a boundary out there. Wonderful start for Shimon Daniel in this game, and he has an issue in his left arm, so the physio had to come in and put a band-aid out there. And we are seeing Hassan Ali coming out to bowl the second over. 171 matches, 222 is his wickets column, and he has a best of 5 for 20 in his T20 career, and he will be hoping to make some noise with the ball. But I'm pretty
As long as it is with
speculative.
the ball, it's okay.
Yeah, that is why I don't know what the incident was. Can anyone elaborate?
Yeah. So there was this match that we are covering, I think 3-4 days back, and Hassan Ali came on to bowl. He was actually ready to bowl, but then before bowling, he just made a fielding change, and I don't remember the batsman's name. He's an upcoming batter from Sri Lanka, and he decided that okay, Hassan Ali is taking his time to set the field, so he called for a new bat, and Hassan Ali did not like that because that would have delayed the ball by another 15-20 seconds. So he is telling the umpire that how can you allow the batter to take that replaced bat. I'm not sure of that. And the umpire said, just calm down. He's just changing his bat. And he was actually telling the umpire to do his job in his manner. Then the next incident, in the next over, what happened was there was a throw from mid-off. And Chamika Karunaratne just came in the line of the throw and then he just got away, and then the ball went through to the bowler, and no one was angry. All of a sudden, Kusal Mendes comes across and shouts, "Hey, Chamika!" And then suddenly those two just start fighting with one another, and Chamika is asking, "What did I do wrong?" And he said, "Don't come in the line of the throw." And these are some ugly incidents in that game for Dambulla Aura, and we really felt bad. Me and Swapnil were covering that game, and we just did not want to even elaborate on that, but we were forced to because first, and now this is in the air, leading edge, third man, no third man. It just pops up beyond point, and by the time Noor Ahmed can get to the ball, a couple of runs are taken. And the reason why we were kind of left fuming because the match should have ended by 6:30, but first there was a floodlight failure which delayed the resumption by 15 minutes. Then two fielders collided. That delayed by another 15 minutes, and then these two incidents, the fighting incidents, just extended the match by half an hour. The match should have ended at 6:30, ended up being finishing at 6:58, if I'm not wrong. And now you can give this probably 10 out of 10 in terms of the shot making, length delivery a bit too straight, and Tim Seifert just sends it over long on for half a dozen. And which is why I said, as long as Hassan Ali makes all the noises with the ball or with the bat, it's okay, but his mouth should not make the noise.
Well, you brought out some names that are really well known for their attitudes, and definitely when all of them are found in one place, you might see heads colliding, and that is what has happened, unfortunately, where you and Swapnil, unfortunately, we had to feel the wrath of it. And this was a brilliant take by one of the ball boys out there who is standing outside the boundary line, and this is a good comeback as well from Hassan Ali. He comes into the batter, gives him no room out there for the swing like how he gave in the previous delivery, as he timed it to perfection over the long on region, and a brilliant take there by the ball boy out there. And the distance of this shot was 84 meters, so it is pretty long boundary out there, which Tim Seifert pretty handsomely stands and delivers out of it. And he is a natural opening batter, so he will be accustomed to this conditions, and he will be hoping to get some runs out there. 15 for no loss at the end of 2 overs for the Gall Titans.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी।
We are back now for the third over, and it is time for some spin. Dhananjay Da Silva replaces Benura. In the third over itself, Gall Titans have gotten off to a good start here. 16 runs for 0 at the end of 2.1 overs. This one was a full delivery, but Siobhan Daniels just helps it towards the wide of mid-on, Da Silva now coming around the wicket here. Can he make the most of the angle and trouble the batter? It's just darted on the pads. Very easy for Seifert to clip it to square leg for an easy single. So just two singles to start with. Tim Seifert is indicating Siobhan Daniels that he is Dhananjay Da Silva is certainly bowling the ball that moves away from the batter here, and this one is too straight and too easy for Siobhan Daniels. It is clipped into the vacant mid-wicket region for another single. So a decent start with the ball for Dhananjay Da Silva. He hasn't given out any looseners here, which the batters can capitalize on early on in the stage, and we know that power play hitting can be very crucial in a T20 matchup.
And also bringing the topic on why so early we are seeing spin is because this definitely is a tactic to stop Tim Seifert. He is a good hitter against pacers, and if you bring in spinners, you will definitely have an opportunity to dismiss him. And also Siobhan Daniel, if you look into the dismissals over the last two games, he has been cleaned up between bat and ball by an off spinner himself. So all those things have come together, and that has resulted in the introduction of Dhananjay De Silva in the very third over, and he is a very versatile bowler. One of the underrated players in the current Sri Lankan cricket, according to me, because he is always in the side and he tries to perform in some or the other way, in the field, with the ball or with the bat out there. And right now he's definitely given not so many runs so far, and the final ball has been hit towards the long on for a single. 8 runs from the over, 23 for no loss on the Gold Titans.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगी जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबा शीश नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग?
Change of ends for Benura, and it does the trick for Dambulla. Gaul Titans lose their first wicket, and it is Tim Seifert who goes out to a pace bowler. He is a lethal hitter of a pace bowler when he has some pace at his disposal. And Dhanush mentioned earlier that Tim Seifert struggles against spin, but Benura says he can do the trick here with his pace and a beautiful in-swinging delivery that lands on off, and it after hitting the pitch, it comes into the batter and takes Tim Seifert for a ride here. He misses his flick and it crashes into the stumps. An early wicket here, and just a start Dambulla over after.
Yes, just a start Dambulla over after 23 for 1, and by the looks of it, it seems that Shad Bose is coming on to bat at number 3. A different looking side today for the Gaul Titans. They have made a couple of changes for them, 3 changes rather. And they need to do something because they are on a 3-match losing streak, and unfortunately for them, the person who was looking to take control of the power play has been dismissed cheaply. 15 from 12 is not what you associate with Tim Seifert, because if he gets going, he can actually make full use of the power play. But that's what we can talk about Shad Bose. In T20 career, in his T20 career, 94th match, 2,484 runs, 21 half centuries, had a strike rate of 138 roughly. And Shad Bose is a player of Kiwi origin, and he has represented New Zealand. And in the under-19s, he has represented South Africa as well. So he has represented even the Canterbury, that's his domestic side, and he has played for South Africa under 19s as well. So he's come from South Africa. So and this is a lot we see, especially the Kolpak deal is one of the few things that we see in England. But many South African players either go and play for England or they go and play for New Zealand. Neil Wagner is that example. He is from South Africa and he's gone and played for Sir Andrew Strauss. Sir Andrew Strauss is also Kevin Peterson. Yes, that's the biggest example that we can think of. And there was a point in time, I think when was this, 2010 or 12, where every in that English playing 11, 8 or 9 of their players were outside England rather than from England. And now, initially they never had players from Australian origin coming over to them, but nowadays they have taken players from Australian origin as well who are coming over to them. So that's one positive from English point of view because of their easy allowance of the passports and everything, and the visas and everything, and also as we have in the US, the green card, the agreement by the government or the country for what do you say, to reside in that particular country or do work or play for that
citizen of
yes
that.
To be called to get a citizenship card basically. So there are certain relaxed rules when you comes in terms of playing sport. But meanwhile, now coming over to this particular game, it will be a test for Shad Bose because irrespective what format it is not easy playing in Asia, in Sri Lanka, because you do the main issue of playing in Asia in Sri Lanka is you don't know when the ball will start turning. You expect the ball to turn, then suddenly the ball doesn't turn at all, just comes straight on. Then there is dew on offer, so you find it difficult while fielding. And then suddenly the ball starts gripping all of a sudden. The pitch starts to, if there has been no rain the whole day and the sun is beaten down on the pitch, sometimes if the pitch is covered, then there is sweat from the pitch which comes on, or covers which comes onto the pitch. If no, then there is enough dryness on the pitch to help the ball to turn. So these are all challenges for non-Asians, and they struggle to play in these and because what they pick, and that is one example that I saw now, because it was a length ball and Shad Bose thought he could pull this. Now if he had been playing in England, if you are playing in Australia or New Zealand or even South Africa, he would have pulled this to the boundary. But because it's in Sri Lanka, it's in Asia, that ball kind of stayed low a touch. So there is no specific science to this. You just need to get used to that particular surroundings, and that's why we see so many players participate in all these leagues, so that tomorrow, if Shad Bose, who's actually a promising prospect for New Zealand, if he's picked up for New Zealand and in the coming years, and if he has to tour Sri Lanka, then he can do a very, very good job, a decent job with the bat and with the ball if necessary. 4 gone, 24 for 1 as Dambulla are kind of exerting their aura over the Gaul Titans.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा।
Start of the 5th over here, and the power play is definitely working in the favor of the Dambulla Ora side, and Gaul Titans need to come back strong. The moment they have lost the wicket of Tim Seifert, they are definitely have kind of found themselves in some trouble, because Chad Bose is just kind of testing waters out here, and definitely he is kind of challenged by the Sri Lankan conditions. 6 balls he has faced and just a couple of runs. And now Shimon Daniels has top-edged this and has gone straight into the hands of the short square leg fielder. And the uneven bounce definitely has taken Shimon Daniels aback. And his wicket has now gone. Both the openers in the hut within the power play itself. And Dambulla Ora with this wicket are definitely on top.
They are definitely on top here. A huge blow for them. It is Hemanta who takes the catch, and Dhananjay Da Silva strikes in his second over itself. Both the openers Tim Seifert basically got off to a decent start, but Siobhan Daniel could not replicate the same. And now Chad Bowens now is still early on in his innings. He is still assessing the conditions here, and hopefully once he get going, he can add some impetus to the total of Gaul Titans. There are plenty of overs in hand remaining here. We are still only in the fifth over now, but the wickets column isn't looking pretty for the Titans. Dambulla Ora have been very lethal with the new ball here, and the skipper is doing really well to mix up pace and spin, and Dhananjay Da Silva just continuing to do the good work with the ball, and he has been paid off as well with an early wicket now.
Yes, he has been paid off with a wicket, and that brings in the man who is the topic of the day, Karthik.
Shakib Al Hasan, who has been named as the captain, ODI captain for Bangladesh, or shall we say in short-term perspective, at least he's the captain till the end of the World Cup. Because after the World Cup, we don't know what's going to happen, because there is only one team which is going to win the World Cup for sure. Every other team might just change their captain, because for the next cycle, which comes after 4 years, they might be looking ahead. That's how normally teams function. But Shakib, I mean, there is too much drama going around in Bangladesh, and it revolves only around these four players: Shakib Al Hasan, Tamim Iqbal, Mahmudullah, Mushfiqur Rahim. These four players, and suddenly out of the blue, someone else will come be the captain. There was Mashrafe Mortaza for a brief period, and then he really transformed Bangladesh. But then after that, it's that comedy circus is being played only between these musical chairs is playing only between these four players. Meanwhile, nice shot from Shad Bose, gets a delivery down the leg side from Dhananjay De Silva, and he paddles it to the right of short fine leg, and he gets a boundary. 30 for 2 are the Gaul Titans, and once again, not once again, rather, Dambulla Ora have got a good start with the ball. Normally, when I see Sanat Jayasuriya out there, I see Dambulla Ora batting, and I always feel that Dambulla Ora have got the players: Kusal Mendes, Avishka Fernando, Ben McDermott, Kusal Pereira, Sadira Samaravikrama, Dhananjay De Silva. Almost 6 proper batters they have got, but yet they fail to perform as a team, and they have been really inconsistent so far in this tournament. Maybe tonight might be the day, might be the evening where they perform really well, because they are playing against a team which is on a 3-match losing streak. 5 gone, 30 for 2 are the Gaul Titans after being asked to bat first.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माय शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव्स, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा। कहां पर?
Shakib, what card have you eaten tonight? Because it was a length ball from Hassan Ali and it moved away from Shakib and he looked to play that square. Got a leading edge which landed just in front of the fielder at point. Now a short ball pulled away towards deep mid wicket. Should be just a single. Will be just, it's square leg, not even deep mid wicket. Noor Ahmed does the mopping up, and I'm sure from the 7th over you're straight away going to see the Afghan spinner coming on to bowl. Almost it's on cue. Every time he rarely bowls in the power play. I've seen him, I think, bowl 1 or 2 overs in the power play in the entire tournament. Not 1 or 2 overs in that inside 6 overs. It's 1 or 2 overs aggregate overall in this tournament inside that power play. But more often than not, he bowls outside the power play once the 6 overs are done. And well, Swapnil, if you are listening to this, this is the rule that we often get confused. It's in T20 cricket where the teams have the option of calling for the strategic break. So the bowling side has the option of calling it between overs 7 to 9, and the batting side has the option of calling it between 13 to 16. If they don't call it or they forget to call it, they are forced to take it at the end of the 9th over, or if a wicket falls in the 9th over, and at the end of the 16th over respectively, or if a wicket falls in the 16th over. Meanwhile, a length ball outside the off stump, and Shad Bose is growing in confidence now. He's moved into double figures on a length outside the off stump. He punches it on the up. Now, this is one more shot which you need to get used to the pitch, because if you're not used to the pitch, your on the up shots can be a bit risky. You can spoon a catch towards short extra cover. So many times you have seen batters getting caught at short extra cover. That's precisely because of that. If you're not used to the bounce, there you go. Wow! Even Kusal Mendes is kind of surprised with that. The previous delivery, it was on a length and he drove it on the up through the covers, but this one, he looked to punch it through the offside and the ball just kicked off a length and beat the outside edge, and Kusal Mendes was really surprised by that. Now, so these are things which plant seeds of doubt if you're a batter. But if honestly, if you are like Virender Sehwag, he coolly says, forget what happened in the previous ball and just focus on the ball that is about to come. A length ball outside the off stump. Shad Bose looks to maximize the final ball of the power play, but cannot do so. Gets an inside edge, gets the inner part of the half of the bat towards deep mid wicket, and it's just a single. So a silent power play for the Gaul Titans. 36 for 2 at the end of the first 6 overs after being asked to bat first.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
First glimpse of Hayden Kerr here with the ball. The left arm seamer starts with the length ball, angling into the pads of the right-hander. It is flicked into the leg side for an easy single. Shakib Al Hasan now comes to strike. He has just gone for 2. He has just taken 2 runs of 4 deliveries here, but we know what Shakib Al Hasan is capable of. If he gets his eye in, he can certainly move to a landmark here in a jiffy, and I think if he sticks around for long, he can take his side to safer shores. But before that, this one is hit long, way over the bowler's head. Good height on the ball, but could not find the same amount of distance in it. But fortunately, it lands safely, and the fielder in the deep does the mopping. They take a single here. I think so. It could have been an easy double, looking at the way he hit the ball. But yeah, it is a double. That is good running between the wickets. Shakib is back on strike here. Kerr has gone for 3 runs off his 2 deliveries. He hasn't been really been able to move the ball here. This one is also a bit too straight outside off stump. Shakib Al Hasan just dabs it out in front of mid-off. This has been a really decent start for Dambula Aura with the ball, but at the end of the power play, the fielding restrictions have gone as well, and now they can certainly play with the field and try to get into the minds of the batters here, who are trying to find some momentum to put some valuable runs on the board.
Yes, and now Hayden Kerr, just coming in from left arm over the wicket. Hayden Kerr is an Australian product, and he usually plays in the big bash. But in the last 6 to to 10 months, I think there is a massive opening of windows for T20 leagues of participation all across the globe. I remember, I think 3 years back, I'm talking before the lockdown happened, there were standard T20 leagues. So there was one standard league in Australia, that is a Big Bash. Then in Pakistan, the PSL. In India, of course, the Indian T20 League. Then Bangladesh Premier League. Then in England, you had the Vitality Blast. Then South Africa had some money issues, so their Mazanzi League never really took off. Then in West Indies you have the Caribbean Premier League, and in Sri Lanka you had the Lanka Premier League, and yes, in New Zealand you have the Super Smash. These are basically the 8 or 9 teams that we usually associate T20 leagues. But now there is so much of it's almost like a market has been thrown open, and investors have been asked to come and invest. So there is a cricket league going on in the USA. Then you have the ILT20 in Dubai. Then you have the SA20 in South Africa. And so many different leagues are coming up, and it's almost like a freelancer market. You ask a player, and then he's taking just as there was this news that one of the England cricketers has refused a red ball contract, and he wants to play only white ball cricket because he believes that is what the future of the game is. Disappointing if you're a cricket fan, but it is what it is.
Are you talking about Will Smith?
Yes, I'm talking about Will Smith, and well, he becomes the first player to sign a non-red ball contract, and only that means. Well, if you have signed it, it means you have the option. So clearly, organizers, manufacturers, and sponsors are also thinking the same way. It is like I am offering you Coke, but it's not compulsory for you to have Coke. I mean, you can either shift to cold coffee if you want to, and just leave out Coke. That's the way it is, and we are probably. I mean, if fans are from the era of the 80s and the 90s, wherein whatever format it was, you had to play. That was it. You had to play for your country. But now it has become almost a freelancing effect. For example, I could never imagine that a player like Trent Bolt would refuse to play for New Zealand in Test cricket. But that's what it is. And now today he has made a statement saying that he's dying to play for New Zealand in cricket. But well, I think that's true only for white ball cricket, not for red ball. So first look at Dushan Himanta, leg break bowler, and he starts off well, but it's unfortunate for him. A short ball outside the off stump. Shad Bose goes for the cut. There is extra a bounce on it, and the outside edge flies straight to first slip. Problem? There is no human being at first slip, and the ball races away to the third man fence. Now again, this is one thing. Oh, sorry, not the third man fence, deep third fence. Now my problem here is a leg spinner. Gaul are not batting that superbly at this point in time. Why can't you have an attacking field at least for the first 2 overs of a new bowler? I just don't understand that. This is a shot. This is cut away in front of point. Should be just a single. It's Noor Ahmed again. That's good running from the batters. So that's one thing you'll get from Kiwi. He'll definitely run well between the wickets. A Shad Bose now has moved on to 21 from 16. So the first 2 balls have been 6 runs in Dushan Himanta's innings today, but it could have so easily been a wicket of the very first ball because it is a beautiful delivery, extra bounce, the ball skidding on, taking the outside edge. But again, the captain has to be asked. Kusal Mendes is the captain. Why can't he have a slip? What would have happened at the most? It would have gone for a boundary at somewhere else, but at least that would have given confidence to the bowler just for the first over or for a couple of overs.
A tight fielding could have also played with the mind of the batter here. He wouldn't have gone for the wide delivery with a wide swing of the bat. But as there was no first slip in place, he could move his arm freely, and that certainly proved to be a bit costly for Dambulla and Hemanta on his very first delivery as he's taken off for a boundary. This has been a very decent start with the ball. Now this time it is attacking the pads, and easy flick to the right of short fine, and they cross for a single. So earlier, Karthik, you were talking about contracts. I think there was a prospect in cricket. I think there was a news circulating regarding a franchise signing a player and keeping it with them.
Yes.
Which then it is their decision if they want to play or not. But Hemanta is not giving any decision to Chad Bovens here because he has cleaned them up, and certainly he cannot play here anymore, and he has to walk off. What a brilliant delivery! Gaul Titans lose their second wicket, and the crowd is loving every bit of it. They are dancing to the beats. Do you think that the batter has reviewed?
I think it's an appeal for us. Yes, I think the batter is confused as to what is the dismissal, because we felt it was bowled,
Yeah.
and the batter feels it has come off the keeper's glove. So they've referred it to the third umpire to check whether it's a stumping, whether it's a bold, or first of all whether it's a dismissal in the first place. And the umpire immediately has asked for the linesman to come out and mark the cards. So I think a strategic break is also being taken. It is a flighted delivery, and oh well, the ball has hit the bails. Definitely, it has hit the bails here, and that's a clear-cut bold dismissal. So that will end up. The problem here is, I don't know whether this was a review. I think this was an umpire's review. Shad Bose just looked over there and he was not sure how did the bails come off. Did the ball come off the keeper's gloves? But it's clear from the replays that he looked to slog sweep the tossed up delivery and he missed it. The ball pitched outside leg stump, spun away from him and hit the top of leg stump. So he could have been dismissed on the very first ball of this over, but doesn't matter. He's been dismissed on the fifth ball of this over, and now Gaul bear a sorry look, 51 for 3. And now I don't understand why wasn't the strategic break taken when it was given for review only. But any which ways, Dambula Aura, this is the fielding side's strategic break. They have called for a strategic break. The Gaul Titans are 51 for 3 with one ball left in the 8th over.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगी जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माय शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव्स, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा। कहां पर? ऑफ कोर्स क्रिकॉन ऐप पर, जहां आपको मिलेगा क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड सारे के सारे लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स, न्यूज, स्कोर्स एंड मच मोर। एनीवेज, कंटिन्यू टू एंजॉय व्हाट यू विल।
क्या आप फैंटेसी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं और जीत नहीं पा रहे? क्या आप ठीक से तो प्लेयर्स रख रहे हैं ना? ये फैंटेसी क्रिकेट है मेरे दोस्त। यहाँ लक और तुक्के के साथ साथ यू ऑल्सो नीड द बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11। क्या आप सोच रहे हो ऐसी कौन सी जगह है जहां आपको बेस्ट फैंटेसी 11 मिल जाए और आपकी रिसर्च और स्टडी बहुत इजी हो जाए? आपको बता दूं कि क्रिकॉन ऐप पर क्रिक फैंटेसी टॉक में बेस्ट पिक्स के साथ फैंटेसी 11 मिल जाएगी। तो देर किस बात की है मेरे दोस्त, फटाफट जाइए ऑन माई शो नेम क्रिक फैंटेसी टॉक ऑन जस्ट एंड मियरली सोलली ऑन क्रिक।
हेलो एंड नमस्ते, मेरा नाम है यश पाठक। क्रिकॉन पर आप सभी का स्वागत है। इस ऐप पर दोस्तों आपको मिलेगा आंखों देखा हाल क्रिकेट।
Ashin Priyanjan now is the new man in to face the final delivery of this Hemanta over. He helps this full ball towards short third and takes a quick single. He opens his account and after 8 overs, Gaul Titans are 52 for 3 wickets.
Yes, and we are having a look at this wicket now, and it's difficult to comprehend what kind of a pitch this might be. What score could be good on this particular track? First of all, is there dew expected? We don't think so because there is heavy cloud cover. Fingers crossed that there is no rain around. First of all, we'll talk about this venue. We are back in Colombo. This is not Hambantota. So hopefully there is no rain around. So which means that if the ball is taking turn in the first innings, it will take more turn in the second innings. So in that case, a total of around 150, 160 could be competitive. May not be match winning, but could definitely be competitive. So it's a bit quizzical, and we're yet to see Noor Ahmed. Finally, Noor Ahmed comes on to bowl, because normally he bowls the first over post the power play, but because it was going so well for the other bowlers, maybe Kusal Mendes thought that let me continue with the other bowlers. For example, Dhananjay De Silva was bowling brilliantly. Look at the bowling options. Binura Fernandez 2 overs 6 runs. Hassan Ali was expensive as usual, 2 overs 15. Dhananjay De Silva 2 overs 14 runs, 1 wicket. Not a bad return at all. Hayden Kerr 1 over 7. Dushan Hemanta leg break, could have got a wicket at the first ball, but gets a wicket at the fifth ball. And now Noor Ahmed becomes the sixth bowling option to be tried. So
and the third spinner.
Yes, and the third spinner after Dhananjay De Silva and Dushan Hemanta. So far the spinners have gone for 23 in 3 overs, taking 2 wickets amongst them. However, Noor Ahmed starts off with a real short delivery, a wrong one, and it is punched away by Ashan Priyanjan through the covers for a couple. And now the next one is a leg spinner down the leg side. Priyanjan misses his flick and the keeper fumbles and the ball gets parried to short fine leg. And while they look for the leg by, they don't get it, and a wide has been signaled. 54 for 3 then.
So
55, sorry, but yeah.
So Karthik, coming back to the conversation that I was trying to have with you regarding the contracts, regarding a franchisee offering a contract to a player, which means that a player will be signed by a franchise, say Mumbai in the Indians T20 League, and they will be, if he's an English player, he has an option to go or to play or not play for England. Am I right or am I
Yes, that's
wrong?
right, that's right. And that's where it's like a dark black cloud eating away the sunshine. I mean, just imagine tomorrow, who is an upcoming cricketer? Maybe someone who is there.
You can say Prithvi Shaw is looking
Prithvi Shaw,
good.
yeah. Prithvi
He's
Shaw
young,
is actually going to consider whether should I play for India or should I play for Delhi's franchise all across the globe. And I think that would be the most shameful thing to happen in cricket, because you are actually deciding, and actually you are not deciding. The franchisee which is giving you the contract, that is deciding which team you're going to represent, and that is going to be bigger than the country. We are not even bigger than the game, but here there is a possibility that the player becomes bigger than the country, and that's probably going to be a sad day for cricket. Beautiful googly from Noor Ahmed. Priyanjan pushes hard at it, lunging, but misses. 57 for 3 then in 8.4 overs. And I think that just for that sake, let's have a bilateral series only for red ball cricket, for test cricket, and let the specialists play over there. And otherwise you can play white ball cricket, franchise cricket, I think throughout the year. Just like we have in football, we have the Premier League.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let that happen. Let that happen throughout. You can possibly have a Premier League played across different surfaces, played across different countries with numerous cricketers and different kinds of groups, Group A, Group B, etc. And then maybe in a World Cup year, you gather all the people, and in a span of 12 months, you figure out which is your best team, and then you play as countries for that period of 12 to 10 months. I mean, that could be the only thing, because otherwise, your cricket is going to die. Already, there are too much confusions as what is better, T20, T10, 100, or whatever next is going to come. 9 gone, 58 for 3 are Gall Titans. They are going nowhere.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा। आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स ही मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिककॉन्ग ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माई शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा। कहां पर? ऑफ कोर्स क्रिककॉन्ग ऐप पर, जहां आपको मिलेगा क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड सारे के सारे लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स, न्यूज, scores and much more. Anyways, continue to enjoy what you will.
क्या आप फैंटेसी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं और जीत नहीं पा रहे? क्या आप ठीक से तो प्लेयर्स रख रहे हैं ना? ये फैंटेसी क्रिकेट है मेरे दोस्त। यहाँ लक और तुक्के के साथ साथ यू ऑल्सो नीड द बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11। क्या आप सोच रहे हो ऐसी कौन सी जगह है जहां आपको बेस्ट फैंटेसी 11 मिल जाए और आपकी रिसर्च और स्टडी
65 for 3 in 9.4 overs, and actually, me and Omkar were discussing off air as to what is the motive of the franchisees to give these contracts, force the players. Actually, they are not forcing the players. It's all about money. And Omkar had a really good point as to how has the franchisees rather developed the potential of a player in football. Because the only difference is in football, you don't have these bilateral series. For example, England playing France or Germany, as what we have in cricket. In cricket, you continuously have these bilateral series, and that's why there is this debate: should a player choose franchisee cricket or should a player choose international cricket? So, for example, and the best example is Trent Bolt. He has openly said he doesn't want to play red ball cricket for New Zealand, and he's happy to play a freelancer's role. And for people who follow cricket, it's kind of unacceptable because country comes first. But Omkar has a different take on that, and I would really love him to just elaborate on it and what happens in Premier League, that's in football, and from his point of view, how does he feel that what the franchisees are thinking or what the sponsors are thinking can affect cricket. Yes, I can understand if that player is being picked up by the franchisee. If he's not picked up by the nation, then he can go and play in other franchises. That's totally fine. That's not a problem. But what if the player himself is like Trent Bolt, where he's a number one star player, where he is picked up both by the franchisee and by his national team, and then he is forced or he just chooses not to play for the country because he's getting more money in the franchise.
So talking about Trent Bolt, I think you can accept that he is at nearing his end of the career, right? He has passed his prime easily. So for now, I don't think it will be very important for him to play for his country. I mean, obviously you play for the country with your heart, and he has always delivered for his team whenever he has come out on the field. But with the age also coming into the factor, he will consider trying to earn more money in whatever time he has left in his career, rather than continuing with his country and trying to.
Oh, what a ball! What a ball from Noor Ahmed! It's the wrong one. It has come into Shakib Al Hasan, and dare I say, he did not pick this at all. It was a wide ball outside the off stump, and Shakib thought it's going to go away from him, and he tried to dab it to third man, but halfway through the shot, he realized, this is coming in, and my gate is open, and boom! The ball just spun in and knocked off the off stump. This is a terrific delivery from Noor Ahmed, from the young Afghan spinner, and dare we say that he could easily become a potential threat for Afghanistan, from Afghanistan side. Imagine Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed in the same playing 11. So far we haven't seen that. We have seen that only for Gujarat in the Indian T20 League. But if these two get on song, you can imagine the depths that Afghanistan can get to. So, but 69 for 4 then, and Sohan Dilevara has come out. Another failure for Shakib Al Hasan as he goes for 13 from 13 as Dambula pile on the pressure on goal. Yes, Omkar.
Talking about Noor Ahmed, I mean, Afghanistan spinners. Afghanistan are brilliant, a brilliant country who just can't stop delivering us world class spinners. I mean, we have seen Rashid Khan, we have seen Mohammad Nabi, we also see Mujibur Rahman, who is lethal with the new ball as well. I mean, and you can see what Noor Ahmed is certainly capable of. Only in his second over after the power play, he has picked up his first wicket. So talking about coming back to our talk about contracts, so I'll just give you a basic brief of how things work in Premier League. Okay, so in Premier League there are franchisees, there are clubs who sign players, and during the World Cup or during European Cups is the only time when the players are available to play for the national sides, and a team sheet comes out from the manager, including the substitutions like a 15-man or 22-man squad. So those are the only particular players who are allowed to play for the country. Only if all the players are injury free, and if you have injuries, then you can change the player according to your preferences. So I think cricket franchisees are trying the same thing when they come up with the contract. They can. So I'll just give you an example about Prithvi Shaw. Like looking at Prithvi Shaw's hype when he entered cricket, he was regarded as the next big thing in India, the next incredible opening batter. But in current years, he hasn't been able to live up to his expectations. But now, when you see that he has performed really well in English cricket, domestic cricket, right? He has just scored a double century. So maybe that increases his value for a short time. And if Delhi decide to sell this player to another club, if this was allowed in cricket, then it would be very good even for the franchise and for the player as well. To make the move, the club earns some money, and the player also gets a new opportunity to shine with a new club. So maybe just if cricket is able to successfully get through with this contract procedure, I think it will help the young cricketers as well who are not able to perform at a very big level. They get a chance to perform for a franchise in some part of the country. I mean, there are.
But don't you think that we took the example of Trent Bolt? Fine. Meanwhile, I just had to stop myself because Kusal Mendes has missed a pretty simple stumping chance. It was a googly from Noor Ahmed, and Ashan Priyanjan was foxed by it as he lunged to defend, but missed it, and he walked through the shot. And and then Kusal Mendes tried to collect it, but fumbled, and then by that time Priyanjan came back into the crease, and a good over from Noor Ahmed again. 9 runs of his 2 overs so far with a wicket, 11 gone, 71 for 4. So yes, we gave the example of Trent Bolt. Fine, I buy your point that he is not on the right side of the age, although age is just a number. Let's take the example of Noor Ahmed. Now, say Noor Ahmed is bought by the Gujarat franchising, and tomorrow Afghanistan want to play a series and they want Noor Ahmed. But at the same time, a Gujarat franchisee maybe has some kind of investment in some other country, maybe in Dubai or in the Caribbean or in South Africa or anywhere else, and they want Noor Ahmed as well. And if the decision comes to Noor Ahmed and say that he's given this X amount to play, he's got a contract with Afghanistan. Obviously, he's got to have a national contract, and you've got X amount, X here. But the Gujarat franchisee are paying him 2x as per how the things go by. Maybe star value, whatever. Isn't there a threat lurking wherein Noor Ahmed probably thinks about quitting international cricket because he's getting more money at the franchise level?
I mean, yeah, I agree with your point. The scheduling of cricket matches is such that a player can't be able to switch between two series, right? Yes. An international one and the franchise one. So it is a bit difficult. So maybe that's why the cricket board is taking time to get this into the picture. But Hemanta bowls a stunning googly here, leaving the right-handed batsman, and this time Kusal Mendes makes no mistake and is quick with the glove work as well, and Ashan Priyanjan heads back to the shed for just 9 runs.
He just escaped a stumping 1 ball back. Sorry, 2 balls prior, but that is a very lazy shot. He just came out and tried to hit with the turn rather, but there was no footwork, and Ashan Priyanjan walks back for 9 from 14, and this guy, Dushan Hemanta, is another product from Sri Lanka, another leg break bowler, but Gaul are cutting a sorry figure now, 72 for 5.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन्ग के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन्ग के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन्ग ऐप। क्रिकॉन्ग ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द
The captain is out in the middle as Dasun Shanaka has to play the role that he is well known for in the Sri Lankan international team. That is the savior. A lot of times he has done that. His top order fails and he comes and saves them and takes the team to a good total. Has done some really mind-blowing stuff in the international circuit. Can he do the same today here for the Galle Titans? Because the momentum that they developed in Colombo the last time they were in was completely washed out when they played the 3 games in Pallekele. And now today that they are back to Colombo, this is the first game in the second leg of Colombo. So they will be hoping to come back. I don't think so, even though the pitch might have changed, the stadium might have changed, but the batting kind of looks completely I'm not getting the word out there. Lost is the perfect way I can say, because wickets are tumbling one after the other. Regular intervals is what the perfect word can be. And once again, a new leg spinner is rising up the ranks, and his name is Dushan Hemanta. 2 for 21 in his 2.5 overs. And definitely, since I was out for my dinner, I will definitely ask you, Karthik, on how you have felt the 3 overs from his end in the next over. Final ball coming in, and this is hit towards the long off region. A single has been taken, 75 for 5 after 12.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन्ग के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन्ग के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन्ग ऐप। क्रिकॉन्ग ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आप
Right, and Noor Ahmed, it's spin in tandem going on, and he asked about Dushan Hemanta, leg break bowler. Well, he has impressed us. He has impressed us, and I still want to ask Kusal Mendes, why didn't he keep a slip for him? In fact, he has not kept a slip for him at all. I don't remember whether he had it in the last over, but he could have got a wicket on his very first ball as Shad Bose cut and got an outside edge which just ran through the slip. And this is what sometimes I have an issue with captains. What is the problem in setting up attacking fields? Especially when you are fielding first, what is the maximum damage that can happen? Either the batter might be a bit more defensive, or the batter might score in some other area where you could have placed that fielder, but that's fine. It's just about 1 or 2 overs just to give that bowler confidence. Have you asked Anil Kumble? And Anil Kumble will say, whenever I come to bowl, I need a slip, because you don't know. Oops, now is that a mistumping? No. I think the ball hit Dasun Shanaka's pads. It was these batters are really struggling, and I'm surprised Dasun Shanaka is also struggling, because Dasun Shanaka and Noor Ahmed play for the same franchisee. That's Gujarat in the Indian T20 League, and Shanaka was not sure whether this is a googly or this is coming in, and eventually ended up picking it very late. He tried to play it inside out, but missed it comprehensively and got hit on the pads. Oops! And probably Kusal Mendes was not aware as well, because the ball just went off Shanaka's pads and hit him on the helmet. Maybe if the ball had not hit Shanaka on the pads, it would have got straight on and Kusal Mendes could have collected it, but in the record books, it just goes down as a mistumping.
This is turning out to be a very brilliant pitch. First, I thought it was a two-paced wicket because if Shivan Daniel's wicket, if we see, the unexpected bounce happened and he did not get the timing right. But here, Noor Ahmed is just getting the turn like no one else. And the difference, like all we say, is the difference between a normal leg break and a googly is the position that the palm is.
Yes, and also the wrist.
Yeah, the wrist is. And the one thing that I'm seeing here in Noor Ahmed is you can't spot the difference at all.
Correct.
What is the leg break? What is the googly? So that is the reason Shanaka completely misread that. It was a googly which he wanted to play like a leg break, and thanks to his thigh pad out there, that kind of saved him in the end. And this was a good shot, width on offer, and he hit it towards the boundary cushions for a 4. And this is a first boundary in after 10th over. I mean, basically after 17 deliveries, maybe 24 deliveries, we can say. 10th over means the 9.1, 9.2 overs. So it's been quite a while. So the spinners in tandem are working brilliantly out here. Apart from that boundary, there have been 3 doubles being taken out there. In total, 10 runs coming from this over. 85 for 5 after 13 are the call titan.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट।
Start of the 14th over and last over for Dushan Hemanta, and he is definitely kind of given some impressive showcase in this contest so far with his leg spin. Kind of reminds me of Jeevan Mendes with his action.
True.
And here he definitely bowled a bad delivery out there to Sohan, and that was down the leg. If he had left it, it would have been called a wide, but he went on for the sweep towards the fine leg region, and the ball has reached towards the boundary cushions. First boundary for Sohan Divella in this tournament. First time he is showcasing himself in this season of the Lanka Premier League. So let us see what this wicketkeeper batsman brings into play. As the captain and wicketkeeper both are on the crease out there. Maybe he is kind of a replacement for Bhanuka Rajapaksa. So that because Rajapaksa is a wicketkeeper, Rajapaksa is a left-hand batter. And we can expect a similar kind of attacking strokes from him as well here. And looking into the bowling of Hemanta, it is definitely turned a lot. So 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, it's increasing the moment he is bowling more and more. So the spinners in tandem have worked brilliantly for the Dambulla Ora in the middle overs phase. So
and they have certainly cut down the run flow as well. They have restricted the run flow for Gaul Titans. The batters are finding it difficult to get their bat on ball here. And you can see the final 2 deliveries went for a 6-degree turn and a 7-degree turn of the previous over for Hemanta. But this time he is unable to threaten the batters, and Sohan gets his second boundary of the over. The fielder in the deep tried his very best. Noor Ahmed tried his very best to keep the ball in play, but I think he was in contact with the ropes while touching the ball here. The third umpire now will go through it. It was a full end delivery sliding down the leg side. Sohan sweeps it down to deep fine leg region, I feel. And Noor Ahmed does brilliant work here near the ropes. He slides to his left, puts his hand down, puts the bag in play with one hand. And I think this is a really, really good effort in the field. Noor Ahmed, he just bowled 2 overs, and just to cover the amount of ground that he did is really commendable here. So he saves a boundary for his side. So just 2 runs on the board, and Gaul Titans are being made to work hard really for the runs here. They are 93 for 5 now. one final delivery left in the over, brilliantly defended by Sohan, and a quick single taken as well. So at the end of 14 overs, Gaul Titans are 94 for 5.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबा शीश नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माय शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव्स, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक
94 for 5, 6 overs left in this innings, and looking at the pitch, we feel that 140 or 150 could be really competitive. So now that given that spin is taking its toll, I don't think that Dambulla Ora have got any other bowler left who can bowl. So they have to manage between Binura, Hassan Ali, Dhananjaya, Hayden Kerr, Dushan Hemanta and Noor Ahmed. So assuming Noor Ahmed bowls his 4 now, so and now Hayden Kerr has been given the ball. So after this they've got 5 overs left, of which Noor Ahmed is going to bowl 1 for sure. But the remaining 4 overs, will Dhananjaya be brought back on or will it be Binura and Hassan Ali? That will be dependent on the captain. And leaving out Tabraiz Shamsi today, was it a tactical thing by the Gaul Titans? I don't know, or was it because lack of form? Probably because this is the pitch wherein he could have done really well. Now I focus on the Gaul Titans. Who can actually bowl for them? You have Shakib in terms of spin. You have Shakib Al Hasan. You have Ashan Priyanjan. Now that Tim Seifert is the designated keeper, does Sohan De Levera bowl any spin? I'm not sure. And that's it. That's the only thing. Those are the only 2 options that I am seeing. So, we bowled him. We can talk about the options later. And sorry to cut you out, Dhanush. We'll get you back on once we describe this wicket. Well, for all the good innings that he has played so far, Sohan De Levera, he tries something cheeky. He gets across his off stump and tries to paddle Hayden Kerr out of the ground through fine leg, but just misses the ball. And it's a straight delivery. And yes, he rolled the fingers over the ball, and that's why Sohan De Levera misses it.
The off stump turned into pieces.
Yes, the off stump turned into pieces. Yes, Dhanush, you're talking something when we were discussing about the possible spin options for Gaul.
Possible spin options, they definitely have to find an impact player role now in order to bring Tabraiz Shamsi, because the ball is turning and also now the slow deliveries are not being able to read perfectly by the batters, and the 6th wicket has gone in the form of in Sohan. And I guess with 4 pacers in their lineup right now, Lahiru Kumara they have brought in today, Kasun Rachita is there, 2 frontline Sri Lankan international cricketers are out there, so they need to take the responsibility with Richard and Gavara. And Lahiru Samarakun also is doing his medium pace in the middle overs. So will they depend on off cutters more in this game? That is something that you need. But I don't have an idea of seeing Lahiru Kumar and Kasun Rachita bowling off cutters, because Lahiru Kumara for me is one of the fastest bowlers in the Sri Lankan cricket. And I guess if you bowl fast here, you are going to be whacked like anything.
Yes, that's true. And it's a sad state of affairs for Gaul Titans, and for they might have got the toss in their favour. In fact, if I were the Gaul Titans captain, I would not mind batting first on this deck. But then I have to make something happen. First of all, I need to get to 140, 150. And that does seem a little bit away now, because we are going to the untested, uncharted territory. So Lahiru Samarakun is the new batter. Now, we are not quite sure how he bats. Then you have Kasun Rachita, Richard Enkarava, Lahiru Kumara. Basically, it's a tail. There is nothing much to come. And would they cut this from Sohan De Levera's salary? I think the coach should cut it from his salary and say, because of you, we lost the stump. and we also lost a wicket. Was there a need for this shot? I mean, you could have attacked, but why play a shot which you're not comfortable with just because fine leg is inside the circle? And now that has just exposed the frailties. Everything is going to be dependent on Dasun Shanaka. It's a pretty longish tail for Gaul Titans. So if I was Dasun Shanaka, I would be very happy with the toss. I would be more than happy batting first on this deck. But what's the point if I end up scoring only 120 or 130 with 5 overs left now? Well, if the Gaul Titans don't lose a wicket, the maximum I see them reaching is 140, not more than that. Unless Dasun Shanaka gets on those the spirits from that match against Australia, where he and Saranga, was it, or who was it? Last 3 overs they scored 50 odd runs, where Dasun Shanaka single-handedly took Sri Lanka across the line. Something or the other has to happen. But as of now, it's Dambulla all over Gaul exerting their aura. 15 gone, 96 for 6.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा। आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ।
Sloggo was coming out here, 96 for 6, and this is definitely an opportunity for Gaul Titans to find something of sorts, because the 15 overs have definitely not worked on their favor, Omkar.
It certainly hasn't. I mean, Samar Kun does not have the similar name of like Sohan Delivera. He could not deliver on this, on this match. But hopefully Samar Kun has some special abilities or some special batting abilities under his sleeve to help Gaul Titans move to a very competitive total here. Currently, they certainly find themselves in a spot of bother. Hassan Ali now back for his second spell. Just 2 overs remaining, and for him to bowl with the old ball here. But can he get the better of Shanaka or Samarkand in the slog overs? We'll just find out. It is a good length delivery which is helped 2 point only for a single now. So very decent start. Just couple of singles coming off the start of the 16th over. Hassan Ali went for 20 runs in his previous match and he picked up 3 wickets. He has almost gone for a similar amount of runs, but hasn't been able to pick any wickets here. But I think he can prove me wrong. But no, Shanaka riding on his luck here. He top edges with this pull shot. And it lands safely in the mid-wicket region, and they only take a single. This is very poor running, I feel.
Who is that 135?
Exactly.
I thought it was 115 his delivery, because it came in so slow that Dasun Shanaka completely mistimed it, and the speedometer is showing it is 135. And this is definitely a difficult wicket here for sure, Karthik. And we are seeing bowlers getting two-paced. We are seeing spinners getting unexpected amount of turn, and I guess we are in for something out here in the second innings as well if the Gaul bowlers do well.
Though I don't think that is related to the pitch. I think the speedometer is wrong.
Me might be 100 up out there in that single of that previous delivery, and Hayden Kerr definitely will be happy of getting a wicket in the previous over. Executed it to perfection, and the batsman also helped him along the way as he basically exposed all the 3 stumps, resulting in him getting bowled up. 100 for 6 the score. 4 singles have come in, and this now the bounce takes place. 124 it is showing. I am surprised. The ball which came slower showed way more speed than the ball which was banged in short, and I'm pretty surprised on the speedometer. That is on the question for sure.
100%. I think there is some issue with the speedometer. And Omkar just mentioned about Hassan Ali, how Shanaka was Hassan Ali could prove Omkar wrong. I think Hassan Ali has proved every viewer wrong, because Hassan Ali in his first 2 years could bowl fast, could bowl Yorkers, could swing the ball, could reverse swing the ball, and then could bring in effective change of pace in the death overs. And then could bat as well, and can hit those. I remember those 2 6s against Afghanistan. Yes, Afghanistan in the Asia Cup 3-4 years back. But now after COVID, I think he's just lost his touch. Neither am I seeing the Yorkers, nor am I seeing the off-pace deliveries bowled properly, and I think he's lost his space in the international side because of that. Meanwhile, the final strategic break of the innings has been taken. 16 overs gone. Galle Titans are 100 for 6. Can they find something inspirational to get to 150 in the remaining 4 overs? We'll find out in a short while.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगी जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माय शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव्स, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा। कहां पर? ऑफ कोर्स क्रिकॉन ऐप पर, जहां आपको मिलेगा क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड सारे के सारे लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स, न्यूज, स्कोर्स एंड मच मोर। एनीवेज, कंटिन्यू टू एंजॉय व्हाट यू विल।
क्या आप फैंटेसी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं और जीत नहीं पा रहे? वेल, क्या आप ठीक से तो प्लेयर्स रख रहे हैं ना? ये फैंटेसी क्रिकेट है मेरे दोस्त। यहाँ लक और तुक्के के साथ साथ यू ऑल्सो नीड द बेस्ट प्लेइंग 11। क्या आप सोच रहे हो ऐसी कौन सी जगह है जहां आपको बेस्ट फैंटेसी 11 मिल जाए और आपकी रिसर्च और स्टडी बहुत इजी हो जाए? वेल, आपको बता दूं कि क्रिकॉन ऐप पर क्रिक फैंटेसी टॉक में बेस्ट पिक्स के साथ फैंटेसी 11 मिल जाएगी। तो देर किस बात की है मेरे दोस्त, फटाफट जाइए ऑन माई शो नेम क्रिक फैंटेसी टॉक ऑन जस्ट एंड मियरली।
4 overs remain, 100 for 6 the score. 40 runs is what Karthik might ask in the remaining 4 in order to take the score to 140, which presumably is a good score on this current track because the ball is doing a lot. And if the Galle Titan bowlers are able to bring out the same effect that the Damula Ora bowlers are bringing, definitely it is going to be a treat of a match for sure.
Absolutely, and because now we are seeing pace from both ends, I think spin is done with. There's only one over of spin that I see Noor Ahmed coming on to bowl either the 18th or the 19th over, and the other overs are going to be bowled by pace. Binura Fernando has got 2 left in the remaining 4. Hassan Ali has got 1. So, assuming Binura Fernando bowls 17th and the 20th, Hassan Ali bowls the 19th. And maybe Noor Ahmed will bowl the 18th over. That's how I see this happening. Hayden Kerr may not take any further part in this innings. And in terms of dot ball percentage, Binura Fernanda has been brilliant in this tournament. A dot ball percentage of 56%. That's very, very nice. And that's what exactly these leagues are all about. They are played to get youngsters or cricketers, budding cricketers from your country. So the Lanka Premier League, definitely it's entertaining with people like Babar Azam scoring centuries and then excellent fielding efforts and fine innings on the Kiwis. But the main purpose of the Lanka Premier League is to unearth local talent. So one of them we have seen today was Dushan Hemanta, a leg spinner, a leg break bowler, and who knows? Because we are all judging a team on their current status as of now. Currently, as Dhanush mentioned, we were covering the ECS game. It looks like Sri Lanka versus West Indies. The way the two teams are playing the white ball cricket at the moment, they are outside the top 10. Forget that. But who knows, in the coming ages, Valinda Hasaranga might end up being the captain of Sri Lanka. And just as he's currently the captain of Beel of Kandy, if I'm not wrong, his captaincy has been excellent. And then he could be leading these youngsters, such as Dushan Hemanta. He might come into the fray. Kamendo Mendes might come into fray. Dunit Vellalage, I don't think is far away from making a debut in all three formats. And he has made a debut in...
He has played ODIs.
Yes, played ODIs, but not the other two formats. So he could be the long-term front runner. So these are certain names which are coming up, which are creeping up, and that's why these leagues are important. Not for the Avishka Fernandos, not for the Binura Fernandos, not for the Dhananjay De Silvas. They are already there. It's just for these new guys that we are so excited to see. Quicker one from Binura Fernando. That's what I hope so. I think the pace read 126, but clearly the batter was beaten for pace out there, and it was Samarakun, a left-handed batter. He just slashes hard, but is beaten. Now in this case, the ball did not bounce once. So definitely this is a pitch with inconsistent bounce, but irrespective of whatever we say, the pitch has turned, the pitch is slow, the pitch has inconsistent bounce. You need a score to defend, and that can't be under 140.
Definitely, it can't be under 140 if you want to defend a total. And this is terrific bowling by Binura Fernando. I will call him a second coming of someone like Isuru Udana. You remember Isuru Udana for like a few years from 2017 to 2018, 2019. He was just a brilliant bowler in T20 format where he used to take up wickets early on as well, and then with the old ball he used to come in and bowl. That is how he got a contract from the Bangalore.
And don't forget, he used to come at number 8 and smack sixes as well.
Yes, that also he would do for sure. And yes, though that kind of feels is what I see with Binura Fernando out there. Throughout this tournament, he has been economical. He has taken wickets, and also he has done the duty in the hard situations. This time, it is a short pitch delivery which has been hit towards the mid wicket for a single. 4 runs coming from it. It is 104 for 6 after 17.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा। आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए द क्रिकॉन ऐप और सुनते रहिए।
एड्स कितने अनोइंग होते हैं ना, बट डू यू नो व्हाट्स नॉट अनोइंग? माय शो कॉल्ड फ्रॉम द आर्काइव्स, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा। कहां पर?
Almost after 5 overs, it is Dasun Shanaka who breaks the deadlock here. A much needed boundary for Gaul Titans. It comes in a fortunate manner, but they'll certainly take it. Kerr is the one who comes back into the attack here. So I think Mendes is not going with Noor Ahmed. He won't be coming back into the attack, hoping that both the streamers will end the proceedings here. It was a full end delivery wide outside off him. Shanaka slaps through the line only to get a thick outside edge, and it runs down to third man fence. It's a brilliant piece of fielding. I mean, Dhananjay Silva tried to dive to his left to make a stop, but he could not get a hand on it. And so now Gaul Titans are 108 for 6 after 17.2 overs. comes around the wicket, goes wide outside the option. Shanaka reaches out and carves it through past the backward point region for a cracking boundary. The fielder in the deep could not do anything about it. So this is just the momentum that Gaul Titans were after. 2 boundaries coming in the first 3 balls of the 18th over.
This is a bad delivery, I will say, Omkar, because you are completely opening up your point region and you are giving width and bowling full to a batter who is known as the one of the best finishers of the current generation in Darshan Chanaka, and he will take this with both the hands. Came a couple of feet forward and took it in full and managed to get a boundary. This one also width on offer once again, and he has it towards the extra covers region. This one towards deep extra cover and gets a boundary. So you are completely opening your offside and are telling him we have placed one fielder out there. You can hit wherever you want, and that is what has happened out here in this over. 3 boundaries have been scored in the offside. One by a third man, one by a point region, and now by a extra covers region. Will he go down the ground this time towards the long off region? That is something we need to see in the remaining 2 deliveries of the over. Brilliant over so far for the Gaul Titans, and now 140 definitely looks possible. This time another width offer. This was full length once again, but a couple of runs will be taken out there as in the sweeper region. It is Noor Ahmed to collect. I'm surprised that Noor Ahmed, who has been brilliant in these log overs, is not bowling the over that he has. Will he get that 1 over next over? Because he can even bowl the last over as well. He has done for Gujarat. Might be the thought behind Kushal Mendes was to use Hayden Kerr in this over and in the last over. But seeing the way he has gone for runs, he might second guess now.
And I don't understand why. What was the point in giving Hayden Kerr this over? I mean, Hassan Ali had bowled a brilliant last over. But Kushal Mendes and his issues with maths, something which I don't want to comment upon. 18 gone and inside edge towards short fine leg. 119 for 6. A little bit of momentum going towards Gaul, because this over has resulted in 15 runs. Well, a couple of more of those and they can even get to 150. But is that possible? We'll come to know in a short while.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल, मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे। आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूंगा। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और आपको बिल्कुल निराश नहीं करेंगे। जी हाँ, हम देते रहेंगे आपको ऐसी चटपटी खबरें, ऐसी बातें बताएंगे जो आपके होश उड़ा देंगी, आपने कभी नहीं सुनी होंगी। और अगर आप फैंटेसी लीग्स में एक्टिव है तो वहां पे भी जानने को मिलेंगे आपको बहुत अच्छे राज। तो फिर देर किस बात की, जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ क्रिकॉन के ऐप पे और मेरे पर्सनल पॉडकास्ट पे जिसका नाम है स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड। दिस इज योर होस्ट, आपका दोस्त आयुष रूंगटा। थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम है बाबाशीष नंदा और आप हमें सुन सकते हैं द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में ऑन द क्रिकॉन ऐप। क्रिकॉन ऐप अगर आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो द क्रिकेट बाबा शो में आपको सारा सब कुछ क्रिकेट के रिलेटेड मिल जाएगा। एनालिसिस तो मिलेगी, फैंटेसी पिक्स भी मिल जाएंगे। तो जुड़े रहे हमारे साथ, डाउनलोड कीजिए।
Change of ends for Hassan Ali, who has been picked up to bowl the 19th over. 119 for 6. Can they get to 140? Can they get to 150? Is what Gaul or our fans would be hoping for, because that would be a good score on the.
The Hassan Ali things are happening out here.
Well, thankfully for Dambula, that has been called as a dead ball, because technically Dasun Chanaka can come down the track and hit it for wherever he wants to, and it can be called as a no ball as well. But common sense has prevailed, and well, Hassan Ali came on to bowl, but his hand hit his hip, I think, his own hip, and the ball, yes, while hitting, it was just slipped out of his hand and it went towards deep mid wicket, short mid wicket. This one is a legal ball. This is a legal shot, and the result is legal as well. A short ball outside the off stump. Dasun Chanaka backs away and uppercuts it. Third man, deep third and backward point. Both are inside the circle, and it's another boundary for Dasun Chanaka. Well, we did mention that if Dasun Chanaka comes into his own, like how he played against Australia in that T20 series a year or two ago, well, he can take them to 150, and that's exactly what is happening now. 123 for 6, 27 needed in 11 balls. Perfectly possible if they can get there. What's coming up next from Hassan Ali? More poor stuff. It's a full toss down the leg side. Actually, Hassan should be thanking his stars that was not punished away to the boundary. And it's a long boundary. By the time Noor Ahmed can come from deep mid-wicket, a couple of leg buys are taken into the full. And Shanaka would be disappointed with himself because it was a full toss, but he just failed to take full toll of it. Talking about the extras, just 7 extras, 3 wides. The bowling has been brilliant by Dambulla Aura, but sometimes the last 3-4 overs, if you don't bowl well, the momentum just goes on to the opposition.
53 runs is what he had scored that day in that final 3 overs against Australia and helped the Sri Lankan team win. Will he play in a similar way? No, he has hit it straight into the hands of the long gone fielder, and finally success for Hassan Ali. He names himself in the wickets column as a slow one prevails, and this time length delivery, which Dashan Shanaka wanted to hit over the long gone fielder, but he did get the timing. It came from the meat of the bat, but the ball didn't have the pace in it, and the brilliant take by the fielder in the long gone region, which happens to be Samara Vikrama. He's a wicketkeeper who has done well out there in the long on region and smiles back on the face of Hassan Ali. And he is a riveting character who will be enjoying this final over now that he has got a wicket. The big man, Dashan Shanaka, gone for 36. The score is 125 for 7.
And now the tail enders would be coming on, I think. There's no specialist batter remaining. Neither, I don't feel that any...
You can discount the 150 now. You can discard the 150. I think 140 would be a good score for them if they can get there.
Agreed. And there are just 3 balls remaining in this Hassan Ali over. Will Hassan Ali try to pick more wickets in his 3 balls remaining, or will Gaurava... Engarava. Oh my God, sorry, my bad. He's the Zimbabwean pace bowler.
Yes.
Engarava now comes with the bat. Does he have enough power or muscle in him to tong the ball outside the park? His Gaul teammates would be expecting a few lusty blows from him. Hopefully, he can. But his best score has been only 15. I mean, 15 runs come here. He would be thanking his stars, but this time he starts in an unconventional manner, a streaky way. I would say it is an outside. It is a length ball angled across the left-hander. It catches the outside edge and runs down to deep third for a single.
Oh, for a second I was confused because I thought you were actually describing the wicket, and even Dhanush was actually indicating that it was a rolling of the fingers over the ball, that it was a change of pace, and mainly Dasun Chanak had already made up his mind to back away to the leg side and go inside out, but then suddenly he tried to drag it to the leg side, and that's why he mistimed it towards long on. None of the dragged one from Samarakun. I think Lahiru Samarakun has to play something now. He's faced 9 balls and scored just 5 runs, and they have to throw their bats. It doesn't matter. You've got to 130 now. Just try and get to 140 because either which ways, I don't think anything under 140 is going to be enough on this surface. And more so, you don't even have a spin attack that can get you wickets on this deck. A low full toss outside the off stump, dab towards Avishka Fernando at backward point. It does well to dive and stop the ball, but then he releases a throw, and even before Engarava could turn back, Samarakun was already beside him to shake hands, and then there is an appeal for obstructing the field from Hassan Ali because the throw came in from, I think it was a long on fielder. Long on fielder, and he threw it at the keeper, but the throw hit Engarava. Of course, he was not there. He didn't change his style of running when he was going that, and that's why it can't be counted as obstructing the field. Can't blame Avishka Fernando as well. There was a run out on offer at the bowler's end because initially Engarava was not running. He was actually stopping Samarakun, saying that you take the strike for the next over, but Samarakun said nothing doing, just run. And it would have been another run out if the throw had not hit Engarava because he was halfway down the track, and he could have been out at both ends, but he got lucky at both ends. 129 for 7. Who is going to bowl the final over? Hassan Ali finishes with 4 overs, 1 for 27. Will it be Binura? Yes, it is Binura. 3 overs, 1 for 10. So questionable decisions. Why has Noor Ahmed bowled 1 over less? That's one thing which I would want to understand. And why was Hayden Kerr introduced in the middle overs when Dhananjaya De Silva and Dushan Himanta were bowling so well?
I guess Kushan Mendes had a call with Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, I guess so. Because there are a few things which we need to understand. So when the spin was going on really well, he suddenly got Hayden Kerr on. Oh, now then, this could be a run out. This is spectacular keeping from Kusal Mendes. But they feel they feel that the batter is short. This was outside the off stump, and Samarakun, this was on the leg stump, and Samarakun worked it through square leg. He called for the single, and then Engarava said, "Let's go for the second as well." The throw was a little bit wide towards Kusal Mendes. He collected it and then just had a back flick at the stumps at the striker's end. And is Samarakun in? No, he's not. He's well shot, and that's why Samarakun was Kusal Mendes was celebrating, and it's wicket number 8 which is down, and Sana Jaya Surya is clapping as the 8th wicket falls down. 130 for 8. Samarakun, well, tried to do something, but 6 of 10 just does not showcase his skill. So my point was, when the spinners were doing well, all of a sudden Kusal Mendes got Hayden Kerr in to bowl that 1 over, and then when everything was looking set, it seemed like Hassan Ali, Binura Fernando and Noor Ahmed would bowl the last 5-6 overs. Out of the blue, Hayden Kerr comes in to bowl because he wanted to change the ends of Hassan Ali, and eventually Noor Ahmed finds himself 1 over short of his 4 overs. Of course, if they end up winning this contest, then this thing would not be asked, but I really want to understand why did he make that weird bowling changes, probably just to make sure that the batters don't get used to the sameness. As they say, sometimes when you have spin from both ends for quite a long period of time, the batters kind of get comfortable. Maybe that could be the only reason. Kasun Rachita now has come in at number 10. 5 balls left in this innings. Can they muster some courage to try and get to 140? Anything under 140, it's going to be a big challenge for Galle Titans to try and defend it. Best of 19 would do very nicely at this stage for Kasun Rajita if he can just swing his bat around and get some useful runs for his team. Binura to Kasun. Swing and a miss. Slower delivery, and that's exactly what Kusal Mendes is telling. Just don't give him any pace. If he can actually bowl a Yorker, it's excellent. But at his pace, I don't think Binura Fernando can afford to bowl that Yorker, because if he misses it, it's just going to be tonked across.
And one more thing is, in this moment with the tail-enders batting out there in the last over, I would keep my final leg and the third man back in the deep region. I'm seeing the short third man fielder out there, and I feel that's a risk out there. Even a slight edge, where the ball will roll into the boundary cushions. So that is one thing that I feel that might have been bettered out here. But here, this has been tremendous bowling by Binura Fernando. 1 for 11 in 3.2 overs, and he's mixing up the pace. Especially in this phase, it is all slower deliveries, and he is bowling the most slowest runs you can expect. It was just 109 clicks, which even a leg spinner bowls in sometimes when he pushes himself. So this is just
it's good that Shahid
bowling.
Afridi doesn't bowl these days.
Well, he used to bowl it frequently, right?
Yes, he used to bowl at 120.
Well, that was more like a medium pacer from a leg spinner then. Less spinning action. The 3 balls remaining, once again, swing and a miss. And Omkar, I guess the slower one is definitely deceiving Rajita out here.
It certainly is deceiving Rajita out here. Rajita would have loved some pace here to find some lucky boundaries, but I don't think he is able to judge the ball really well here. He's swinging the blade wildly, and that's what you expect from the tail enders. But Binura is outclassing the batter here with his variations that he has under his sleeve. 3 slow balls, 3 consecutive deliveries, and still Rajita could not do anything about all those. Will he stick to the slow ones, or is it a pace one? It is a slow one, but it is sliding down the leg side, so that means Binura has to reload this one. So still 2 balls remaining in this innings for Galle Titans. They have already crossed the 130 run mark, and if they get just even a single boundary, I think they will be happy with the score that they have gotten here, and all thanks to the Hayden Kerr over, which shifted the momentum a bit in their favor. And since then, the runs came in thick and fast, but since the departure of their skipper, they haven't really been able to find boundaries at will here. Another slower delivery, but this is way outside the tram line, so another freebie, another extra added into the tally of Dambula Aura. Binura needs to be consistent with his lines and lengths here. He can't be so loose for the final two deliveries, allowing the batters some free runs, which would help them to add some impetus to the score, but not a lot, because it won't hurt them. Once again, brilliant from Binura. Offers no pace to the batter. 105 clicks this one. Wide outside off stump. Rachita once again throws the kitchen sink at it, but could not get any bat on it. Kushal Mendes is certainly happy, and Binura both.
I'm looking for 99. Omkar. I'm looking at a speedometer of 99 in the last delivery. Will he go even slower? Because he is bowling slow ones, and he is bettering himself in slow deliveries after every delivery. Last ball coming up, 132 for 8, and it is not a slow one. It was a normal, gentle delivery which was hit towards the mid-wicket reason. A couple of runs have been taken, but the second run will be a run out for Rajita. So the Galle Titans score 133 for 9 after 20 overs, and definitely it is an under-par score according to me.
Absolutely, 133 for 9, the last over going for just 4, and overall last 5 overs just 37 runs, and that too, if you look at the last 3-4 overs, nothing much came at all, because Dasun Shanaka got out. So something which the Dambulla Aura will be very happy with. It all started with their bowling. Every bowler who bowled got a wicket, and that's something. And the pick of the bowlers was Dushan Hemanta, 2 for 31, but everyone bowled well. Binura Fernando, 4 overs, 1 for 14. Hassan Ali, 4 overs, 1 for 27. Dhananjay De Silva also got a wicket, 2 overs, 1 for 14. Hayden Kerr, 3 overs, 1 for 24. And Noor Ahmed, the only question that we would want to ask Kusal Mendes, why didn't Noor Ahmed bowl 4 overs when the pitch was supporting spin from both ends? And what do you make of the batting, guys?
The batting, I expected a lot from Tim Seifert, being a original opener that he has. He had an opportunity for the first time in this season. Just scored 15 and got out. Shimon Daniels got out for 7 of 9, was bowled out by De Silva in that brilliant delivery. Then Chad Bones, 22. He was trying to set himself well, but unfortunately lost his wicket. Shakib Al Hasan completely was outsmarted by Noor Ahmed. Ashan Priyanchan, you can't expect much from youngsters out there when the main players are not performing, went out for 9 runs. And then Sohan Delevara, who scored 12 of 11, definitely tried to give the support, but unfortunately gave away his wicket. But Dasun Shanaka dragged the team to past a 120 score with his 36 of 26 with 5 boundaries. And Samarakun and Gavara and Kasun Rajita didn't have much as they gave single digits out there. Overall, they end up at 133 for 9. Will they defend it? That is something we will see in the second half, which will be starting in just around 10 to 12 minutes.
You are listening to Flash News, brought to you by Crickcom. Welcome back to Flash News, your ultimate source for all things sports news. I'm your host, Isha, and I'm here to bring you the latest updates from the ever-evolving world of sports. So, let's dive right into our next set of exciting stories. Our first story delves into the realm of cricket, where Sri Lanka's national team is gearing up for the 2023 World Cup in India. Fresh off their triumph in the 2023 World Cup qualifiers, the Lankan Lions are now fine-tuning their squad composition in preparation for the grand event. With a crop of promising talents emerging from various regions of the island nation, Sri Lanka's cricket board is conducting trials to select the most formidable lineup. The nation's cricketing history is marked by the iconic victory of 1996, and the question on everyone's mind is whether they can recapture that magic on the global stage once again. Rising star Mathisha Pathirana, who made waves with his performance for CSK earlier this year, has transitioned seamlessly from franchise leagues to Sri Lanka's ODI national side. As players showcase their skills in the ongoing Lankan Premier League, LPL, Sri Lanka's probable squad for the World Cup is taking shape. The probable squad includes the likes of Pathum Nissanka, Sadira Samravikrama, Dimath Karunaratne, Kushal Mendes, and Charit Aslanka in the batting lineup. The team management seems to favor the right-handed opening combination of Nisanka and Samarvikrama, with the versatile Karunaratne providing a backup option. The middle order is fortified by the presence of Mendes and Aslanka, both proven performers in the international arena. In the all-rounder category, Dhananjaya De Silva, Dasun Shanaka, and Vanindu Hasranga form a formidable trio. De Silva's consistent form makes him a key player, while Shanaka's captaincy and all-round skills hold immense value. Hasranga's emergence as a genuine all-rounder adds depth to the team's lineup. The bowling department is bolstered by an array of spinners, with Mahesh Theekshana, Dilshan Madhushanka, Dushmantha Chamira, Chamika Karunaratne, Kasu Rajita, and Lahiru Kumara forming a potent spin attack. The team's pace cartel, led by Mathisha Pathirana, aims to make an impact on the Indian surfaces. While Sri Lanka's batting prowess and spin arsenal provide them with a competitive edge, challenges remain in the face of their recent struggles. As they seek to recreate their past glories, the Lankan Lions are poised for a journey filled with passion and determination. In a significant development on the women's cricket front, Pakistan's national women's team has announced their squad for the upcoming white ball series against South Africa. This bilateral series comprises 3 T20s and 3 ODIs, with the ODIs contributing to the ICC Women's Championship 2022-1925. The 18-year-old Shawal Zulfikar, who is also part of Pakistan's squad for the Asian Games, has been selected for the T20I series scheduled to be held at the National Bank Stadium in Karachi from September 1st to 5th. The T20s will be followed by 3 ODIs on 8 September 2011 and 14 at the same venue. Experienced all-rounder Nidadar will lead the side as captain, taking over from Bisma Maroof, who stepped down after the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. The squad includes a mix of established players and fresh talents, with players like Diana Bagg making a comeback after recovering from a finger injury. The selections were made after careful deliberation by the Women's Selection Committee led by Salim Jafar and Captain Nidadar. Notable inclusions are leg spinner Sayyida Aroop Shah and all-rounder Natalia Parvez, who are making comebacks to the T20I format after a hiatus. Uncapped wicketkeeper batter Najiha Alvi and off-spinner Amihani also feature in the squad. In the ODI format, Amihani and Wahida Akhtar have been chosen, replacing Aisha Naseem and Kainat Imtiaz from the previous tour of Australia. As Pakistan women's team aims to make their mark in the ICC Women's Championship, this series against South Africa holds significant importance. The squad's blend of experience and youth will strive to exhibit their prowess on the cricketing stage. Turning our attention to a thought-provoking narrative, renowned cricket commentator Harsha Bhogle's perspective on individual achievements in T20 cricket has garnered support from none other than former South African skipper Abde Villiers. The context revolves around a recent incident in which young cricketer Tilak Verma missed scoring a half-century by a single run, prompting discussions about individual milestones in the shortest format of the game. Harsha Bhogle expressed his views, emphasizing that in T20 cricket, other than a century, there are no significant landmarks. He urged fans to shift the focus away from individual achievements and prioritize the team's collective performance. Abde Villiers resonated with this sentiment, thanking Bhogle for highlighting a crucial aspect of the sport. This perspective highlights the ongoing evolution of cricket and the broader discussions surrounding player performances and team dynamics in the dynamic T20 format. New Zealand's cricketing scene is buzzing with excitement as veteran fast bowler Trent Boult gears up for his comeback to international cricket. Boult, who opted out of a New Zealand contract last year, is raring to represent his country once again and set his sights on the upcoming World Cup, which is scheduled to take place in India. Despite his absence from international cricket since November 2022, Boult's passion and hunger for the game remain unwavering. He acknowledged the challenging decision he made to venture into the T20 franchise sector but emphasized his strong desire to contribute to the Black Caps' success in the upcoming World Cup. Bowles' return to the ODI team for the series against England underscores his commitment to his national side. Having played a pivotal role in New Zealand's previous World Cup campaigns, he is determined to make a lasting impact in the global tournament once again. Wrapping up our news roundup, we have India's cricket captain Rohit Sharma shedding light on his and Virat Kohli's absence from T20I matches since the T20 World Cup. Rohit addressed the discussions surrounding their non-participation and emphasized the importance of managing players' workloads, especially in a World Cup year. Rohit pointed out that the decision to rest key players is part of a strategic approach to keep the team fresh and avoid injuries, with the ultimate goal of performing well in crucial events. He highlighted the team's focus on preserving players for key tournaments and events, thus ensuring their availability and readiness when it matters the most. This strategic approach reflects the team's commitment to maintaining a balance between player well-being and high-performance cricket, a philosophy that has become increasingly crucial in the modern era of the sport. And there you have it. Another exhilarating episode of Flash News has come to an end. Thank you for joining me in this journey through the latest sports stories making waves around the world. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and remember, every headline tells a story waiting to be explored. This is Flash News, brought to you by Cricket.com.
Ads कितने annoying होते हैं ना? But do you know what's not annoying? My show called From the Archives, जिसमें मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा एक टाइम मशीन में और हर हफ्ते क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड एक नई और अनोखी कहानी आप तक ले आऊंगा. कहां पर? ऑफ कोर्स क्रिककॉन्ग ऐप पर, जहां आपको मिलेगा क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड सारे के सारे लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स, न्यूज, scores and much more. Anyways, continue to enjoy what you were listening to.
Okay, then we are right. We are right back for the run chase here. Dambula Aura have taken the field, and Dambula Aura openers are out at the crease here. It is Avishka Fernando and Kusal Mendes who will open the innings for them. While it is Kasun Rajita, the pace bowler who could not hit a single slow delivery of Vinura's final over, is the one who gets the new ball in hand. Will he be able to threaten the Dambula Aura batters with some early moment here? We will find out. It is Fernando who opens his account as well as Dambula Aura's account. In a streaky manner, I would say it is a length delivery on off. Avishka Fernando gets an outside edge on it as it runs down to deep backward point. Richard Ngrava, the Zimbabwe seamer, is stationed there and only keeps it down to a single. This is a very decent start from Gaul Titans with the ball, and as you know, this is a pretty under par score as well. So they certainly need early wickets. They are in desperate need of early wickets if they wish to get the better of Gaul Titans here. Dambula
Aura.
Dambula Aura here.
Yes, they need to get the better of Dambula Aura in order to stay in contention of the tournament. 3 more games remain. So this is one. They have 2 more after this. 8 games each team plays in this tournament. So this is going to be crucial for the Gaul Titans because
The
it's
team who wins here will take crucial 2
it-
points.
the crucial 2 points is one thing. Dambula Aura won't have much of an impact. But Gaul Titans, they have lost 3 in a row already. And if it becomes 4 in a row, it is going to make matters even worse. And the chances of them getting eliminated will be very, very high. And remember, this is a 5-team tournament and a playoffs format is followed, like how the normal Indian T20 league follows. So 4 teams will go into the next round, and 1 team will get eliminated. And if you become that 1 team getting eliminated, that is more like a humiliation, and especially that to a team that is led by the Sri Lankan captain.
Coming so far into the tournament and not able to make it go through all the way with the Dustin Sanaka is certainly would be a huge blow for Gaul Titans. Kasun Rajita has started pretty decently with the new ball, and this one goes high in the air but lands just to the left of mid-on. Shakib Al Hasan heads to his left but is unable to reach the ball before it bounces. So this has been a very decent start with the bat, I must say. The batters haven't been able to hit the ball off the middle of the blade. It is more of the inner half or the outer half, and the placement also hasn't been that great here. Kasun Rajita is certainly asking the right questions.
More than asking the right question, I will say that the batsman went into the shot way too early out there, Avishka Fernando. He wanted to hit it towards the leg side, but went to the shot way too early than way before the ball came in. First over ends on a dot, and it's 3 for no loss for the Dambula Aura side, and they need 134 to win this contest.
हेलो नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल मेरा नाम है आयुष रूंगटा और आप सुन रहे हैं मेरा शो स्टैट्स अनप्लग्ड क्रिकॉन के इस बेहतरीन ऐप पे आपका बहुत तहे दिल से स्वागत करना चाहूँ.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in.
Welcome Lahiru Kumara into this tournament. The first 3 games he missed out, and it is a comeback for him into this tournament, and he is definitely hoping to do something of their first ball itself. He bowls fuller, just a bit outside off stump, and the batsman went for a cover drive, missed it completely. Avishka Fernando, he is a big fast bowler out there, just runs in and generates pace like no other.
I mean, look at his shoulders, look at his chest. It is so broad. I mean, the amount of power that he can generate through it is immense.
Yes, it is immense. And this one was a bouncer out there, Chiquitita one. And this was banged in shot. And Avishka Fernando was taken aback. And he gets a single out there. It will be called a leg by, even though it has been hit on his gloves. There was no bad contact out there. And that short one was delivered with perfection straight into the batsman's body, and he had to bring in his wrist in front of it, and a single has been taken.
It isn't given as a leg by because it comes off his gloves and it is considered to be a part of the bat.
Oh yes, it's a part of the bat. The gloves is a part of the bat. If it was from his arm, then it would have been a leg by for sure. Yes, that is one more thing that I always feel awkward. It is hitting your arms, but it is given as a leg by. Is something that is very different. This time, once again, short pitch delivery, and Kushal Mendes kind of reads it before itself that the man is just coming out with pace. But the thing is, he's getting the bounce, but the speed is not so much that we are expecting. It's not 140 clicks. It is just 130, and he still is managing to make big impact out there. Kumara bowling his first over after quite some time in this tournament. And he will be hoping to get a breakthrough.
And imagine his state of mind, because he's a fast bowler And his captain would have told him, try and bowl as many cutters as possible.
He's not trying any cutters early on in the tournament, but later on we
For
might
sure.
have to see. We have to see now. He is just bowling in short and good length region. He almost made Avishka Fernando lose his head off with that serious bouncer that he bowled. So he is coming and steaming in with big pace, and he is getting some good bounce on this track. And that is the thing. I kind of feel this wicket is a two-paced wicket where an uneven bounce can happen. And he currently bounce is happening well for a fast bowler's expectation. Again, swing and a miss for Kushal Mendes in a couple of deliveries back to back.
Kushal Mendes has only opened his account with a single of 5 deliveries that he has faced so far, and Lahiru Kumar isn't offering any. Is showing no mercy with the new ball here. He has come into the side and he is certainly attacking with his pace early on. It is a good length delivery now on the pad. Mendes helps it into the leg side for a single, I feel. Yes, only for a single. So 5 runs on the board now. This has been a decent start for Dambulla with the bat. The target is a below par 1, so they just have to focus on their batting and not lose any early wickets, which might put them in a spot of bother or under pressure. Lahiru Kumar now steams in for his final delivery here. He has only given 2 runs in his first over so far. Let's see how we will be ending this over, and certainly not in a good note, I feel, because this is driven through the cover region. The fielder gives it a chase. It is Samara Karun who gives it a long chase and pulls it back just in the nick of time to save a boundary. So I think the batters run hard. They take 3 runs, and in the end of 2 overs, Dambulla are 8 for no loss.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
2 men who opened the bowling for the national team in the international circuit, Rajita and Kumara, are opening the bowling here for the Gaul Titans, and it has been impactful so far. Apart from the last delivery where the width was given, the batter hit a beautiful shot towards the covers, and a brilliant fielding out there by Samarakun. 3 runs coming from that last delivery. This time, first ball of the 3rd over by Rajita, he also goes a bit short, and Avishka Fernando comes down the track and goes for a big swing, misses it completely, and this is 2 back-to-back dot deliveries in the first couple of balls of this 3rd over. And definitely Omkar, these 2 frontline seamers are making sure that the run chase of 134 is made tough as well.
They are certainly doing the right things here with the new ball, and this is what Shanaka would have expected from the experienced pair of the seamers here. As you mentioned earlier, that this seems to be a 2-paced wicket, and looking at the elimination of Shamsi from this lineup is a very tricky one. I think Tasun Shanaka missed the trick here by letting Shamsi rest in a crucial fixture, which could have proven to be a spin-friendly surface as well as the match progresses. We saw it in the previous innings where Noor Ahmed, Dushan Hemanta were successful with their spin bowling, but this time Gaul Titans do not have the same number of spinners at their disposal here, and now the first runs of this over comes on the very 4th delivery through Avishka Fernando, who knocks this length ball down the park and takes 2 runs. Decent running, but Dambula would be really delighted with the. Would not be happy with the way they have started with the bat. They have started in a cautious manner, but they still have plenty of wickets in their hands, and that is the positive that they will take early on from this innings. Now a loud appeal from Rajita for an LBW, but I think this is going down the leg side and even hit the batter a bit high as well. It's a length ball coming into the batter. Avishka Fernando does not read it well. He tries to flick it into the leg side, but takes a blow high on his pads. Rajita tries to convince his skipper, but he could not convince him enough to take the review. Still a brilliant effort with the ball from Kasun Rajita. He started with 3 balls on the trot, then gave away a brace, and now once again only a single given this time. So I think it took an inside edge on his pads, or maybe it would have given as leg byes.
Definitely, it might have been given leg byes, but no, it's an inside edge, so a single has been given.
Yes.
Even the last ball has been hit towards third man, single taken. 4 coming from it, 12 for no loss after 3 other Dambula Ora, with 122 more requiring.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant.
Short ball, and it has been delivered into the boundary cushion's first ball for Richard and Gavara in the game, and it has been dispatched to the mid-wicket region for a boundary. It was banked in short. Kusal Mendes was the one who hit a brilliant pull shot towards the mid-wicket. No one was there, and the ball races away to the boundary.
If I'm not wrong, is this the first boundary of the chase?
It is the first boundary of the run chase for sure. There was an opportunity, but that brilliant effort from Samarakund resulted in just 3 runs in that. This time he has hit it towards the covers, but Chad Bose is there to stop that delivery in the point region. 16 for no loss. It is definitely hearts and everything are being given by the bowlers of the Gaul Titans, and this time the impact was in line, but the wicket would be missing if he had taken the review in the previous over.
So thank God Rajita did not convince his skipper here. I mean, he appealed in an optimistic manner, but soon realized that it was going over legs. There are some bowlers who think that they are never wrong and they appeal for anything.
Mohammad Siraj.
Example.
The best example I can say is Mohammad Siraj, because how many times he has made his captain pleaded in front of him to give to go for a review. It's just countless. But here it's 141 clicks being bowled by Richard and Gavara, and he is utilizing this back of length and short pitch deliveries to perfection. The whole Sri Lankan pace attack so far in the 3.3 overs are making sure they don't give good length deliveries. They are bowling it in the back of length region, or they are bowling short pitch deliveries out there with pace, and that is the reason why it has not been easy. This time once again it has been hit short, and the fielder almost held on to that catch, and the ball just misses him by a few inches. He had went for the catch for sure. At the end of the day, if he had plucked it, it would have been a blinder of a catch for the fielder out there in the mid-wicket region. And he was running back, going for that attempt, but unfortunately didn't get the result. I guess it is Siobhan Daniel who attempted for that catch.
I
But-
think he tripped on his way while backpedaling. Maybe that's why he could not reach the ball, or else it could have certainly been a stunning 100 catch, a blinder, as you said earlier, and the Zimbabwe seamer could have struck in his very first over, but instead he has gone for 6 runs of the 4 deliveries that he has bowled so far.
Couple of the deliveries remaining, and once again, this is terrific bowling by Gall Titan pacers, keeping it in back of length. Back of length is such an uneven area in T20 cricket that you don't know whether to go for a pull shot or whether to go for a drive. That is what happens. You can't cut or can't drive. It is in between. You have to make the decision right, and you have to time it to perfection. That is the only way you get runs against them. And that is why a couple of mistime shots. The first one, the ball that went to the boundary also was not perfect timing. Since there was no one in that region, in the mid-wicket region, the ball sailed into the boundary cushions. But here, this opportunity was there. Half chance is what we can say. Last ball, it has been hit to the third man region. A single has been taken. 7 from the over. 19 for no loss after 4 overs. Adi Dambula Ora.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon app. Our
Back live, we are, and this is head-to-head, we can say, between the batters of the Dambula Ora and the bowlers of Gall Titans. Especially, we have to give appreciation to the fielding effort by Shivan Daniel out there in the previous over when he tried for that catch. Yes, he slipped off, unfortunately, and didn't come under the ball on time. And the bowlers as well are bowling a line to line, perfect length, using that back of a length region to perfection and asking questions to both Avishka and Kusan Mendes. This was a full toss, and an opportunity has been wasted by Avishka Fernando. He could have hit it wherever he wanted, and there he reaches 98.6. Kasun Rajita, a fast bowler who can bowl 140 clicks and bowled a 98 speed delivery out here. He wanted to bowl a slower one, and he wanted to kind of dip it at the end, but he did not get the dip in the end, becoming a full toss for Avishka Fernando out there, which fortunately for Rajita was not utilized for boundary or 6. This time he has banged in short, and wonderful collection by Sohan behind the wickets, and the umpires will give it a wide and a warning for Rajita. But Rajita's expression is like, man, I'm giving everything out there, but I'm not able to get the response that I want. That's the wicket, is what he's looking for. He's completely asking a lot of questions. That is what I'm liking with the Gall Titans bowling so far in 4.5 overs, Omkar.
He's certainly giving it his all with the new ball, and that is the reason why Dasun Shanaka has kept him in the attack. He has came into his third over early on, so that means he only has one. He will only be having 1 over remaining in his kitty until the end of the innings here. And this time, Avishka Fernando is able to drive this length ball past mid-off for a couple. It has been a pretty decent effort with the ball by Rajita. Not even decent, I think it has been outstanding. He hasn't even conceded plenty of runs here. Meanwhile, at the same stage of this match, Gall Titans were 25 for 2. So they were they were taken aback by early wickets, but Dambula Ora have managed to keep the bowlers at bay here, despite the bowlers testing the batters from the get-go. Kusal Mendes and Avishka Fernando have managed to play the ball by its merit, and they have waited to put away the loose balls, but fortunately the loose balls haven't come in consecutive.
Yeah, it's not been frequent. Moreover, we
It
can
hasn't
say,
been frequent.
as you are trying to say out there. Yes, it has not been frequent. They have been asking questions, continuously bowling, mixing up lengths beautifully. He bowled a slower one at 98 clicks, immediately banged in shot in the very next ball, and this time once again back of a length, and you
Following
can't.
the batsman down the leg side.
He's
as well.
following the batter as well. So they are doing everything in order to make sure that this 134 target is the toughest they ever feel when it comes to chasing.
I mean, they're making below par score look like an over par score here. So, I mean, that's a very good sign for Gaul Titans with the way they have started with the ball here. 2.4 overs now for Rajita, and he has conceded only 11 runs. Now a Yorker Len delivery, swinging into the batter as well. Avishka Fernandez tries to flick it into the leg side, but it takes the bottom edge and rolls towards the keeper. So, once again, a dot ball here, and the Gaul Titan bowlers are keeping things tight early on.
Yes, they are keeping things tight, and that was more like a off-cutter being bowled by Kasan Rajita. The ball did not hit the stumps, that is why he was a bit surprised and perplexed. And this has been tremendous over from Rajita, and his spell has just given away 11 runs so far. Last ball coming up, and this over has just gone for 4 runs, and this time banged in shot, and it has gone into the fielder in the third man region. False shot and 1 bounce to him. So 5 runs coming from this over, 24 for no loss after 5. We have still 1 over remaining in the power play.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you.
It is pulled away, but once again they do not get a boundary here. Gaul Titans have been brilliant in the field so far, and they haven't let Dambula or our batters to score freely. If I'm not wrong, I think they have only scored a single boundary so far in this innings. This was a short length delivery on the body as well. Avishka Fernando is able to pull it, but is unable to find the boundary here, and the batters take 2 runs. At 5.1 overs, they are 26 for 0, and only 5 ball remaining in the power play. Will they be able to make the most of it? This is just brilliant fielding. They aren't allowing the batters to score freely here. It is a full length delivery on middle and leg. It takes the inner half of the blade. It beats the short fine leg fielder, but could not beat the man in the deep as he heads to his right from deep mid wicket and keeps it down to a single. This is just brilliant fielding here. Kusal Mendes and Avishka Fernando both have started decently with the bat, but will be hoping to take it up a notch from here on. Once again, through the gap, but Shakib Al Hasan is able to cut it out and keep it down to 2 runs. So just 5 coming now in the first 3 deliveries. No boundaries since a long time, or maybe
Just one boundary
in
we are
5.3
seeing.
overs. 1 boundary in the whole power play so far. So three more delivery left to bring the power play to an end, and maybe after that the field restrictions also will be uplifted, which will make it difficult for Dambula Aura to find boundaries at will. But certainly they haven't been able to capitalize the power play
So far for
period
sure.
as well.
And this time is the full length delivery which has been hit towards the mid-off region. A single has been taken by Kusal Mendes, and this is the thing we are saying. Continuously they are making sure they are bowling it in length or back of length region, and they are making the batters answer a lot of questions, and they are finding success as well. They are putting pressure on them. They have kept them below 6 runs per over in this power play. Karthik, looking at this, they might have not lost a wicket, but is that the one caveat that has kind of kept the Dambulla aura ahead? As
you
I
want
say,
to take your words back?
I have to, because this has been pulled towards the mid-wicket region, and the ball has gone beyond the boundary cushions for a first maximum in this innings for the Dambulla aura.
Well, but I am kind of surprised. Although I would say possibly what Dambulla Aura are trying to do is not lose any wicket. I think that is what they want to ensure, that by the time the power play ends, because we are going to see Shakib Al Hasan come on to bowl, and then they want to have all the 10 batters, 11 batters available when Shakib Al Hasan comes, rather than have 1 or 2 batters down. Now this is in the air, not in the air, it's along the ground, and it's blasted to the left of Dasun Shanaga at mid-off, and this will pierce the ropes of 4. 10 runs of the final 2 balls of the power play as Dambulla finished the fielding restrictions period on 40 for no loss, chasing 134 for victory.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon.
Yes, Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh is on display here as Shakib Al Hasan comes on to bowl to Kusal Mendes. Tossed up delivery outside the off stump first up, and it is driven through the covers for a single. And well, first of all, I would like to apologize to all our listeners out there. We conveniently forgot. We understand that we had requested you to connect to our YouTube channel as well, but we conveniently forgot that you are connecting. So thank you, Magic Talk. Thank you, Shubha ma'am, for tuning in. And I'll just think a couple of questions. How are you, bro? Well, we are good, Magic Talk. Thank you very much. I hope you are good as well. I think अगर आपने कल शबनम इस्माइल की वो last set देखी होती, I don't think it could have capped anyone's day better. Well, 4 runs needed of the last 3 balls, and then bang, 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 hat trick. I mean, it's great to be a part. And as far as I am concerned, I got the luxury of covering 3 back-to-back 100 games, men and women included, and all the 3 had the chasing team needed 9 of the final set. That's 9 of 5 balls, and all the times the chasing team lost. So I'm definitely in good spirits. And well, आप कह रहे हैं, don't think that they can defend the score. Can Gaul say balle balle? I doubt. No, they won't say balle balle, because they will say niyama, anna hare. That's what the Lankans say in Sinhalese language. And I just saw this guy running, and I was reminded of if you watch the PSL, the Pakistan Super League, they had this Excite battery charge. So they used to make that one person run from X to from one position A to position B till that battery is charged, and if he could overpower that computer graphic, then he would get a graph. That time the same way in Sri Lanka, but looks like as the pitch is slow, the running was also slow, and I didn't think that he was charged up at all. It's funny what sponsors can get things done out of people just for some entertainment. It's good as long as people are getting entertained. Not sure I was though on that occasion. I think the Pakistan one, the PSL one was better. Final delivery of the 7th over then, as I was blabbering all those things. 133 for 9. Don't think personally that Gaul can defend this, but then that's why cricket is a funny game. 7 gone, 45 for no loss, 89 needed in the last 13.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the
It is Lahir Kumara back into the attack. The Pacers are coming back and trying to make a lot of questions, and they are definitely finding a bit of success. The only thing is they are not getting the result, which is a wicket in the column of themselves and in the Dambula Aura scorecard as well. 46 for no loss. Avish Khan 27, Kusal Mendes on 18, and this time Mendes hits it towards the sweeper region, and a single has been taken. And I got to know that the third man region has been cut short into third.
Yes. As per the new rules, because to avoid gender bias, you won't call it as third man and short third man. You will call it as short third and deep third. So if you want to say the fielder comes from the boundary inside the ropes, you will say deep third comes into short third. Because you see the man is... So honestly, they can't change the position to short third woman. So which is why probably to avoid the gender bias, they have changed it to short third.
Well, definitely that's a different topic which is not related to cricket. I don't want to talk about. So 47 for no loss the score. This is Dambula Aura kind of smoothly getting themselves into the run chase. And I guess the moment spinners get introduced, Shakib Al Hasan is one, and Priyanjan also might get introduced at some point. And if they start attacking them, they will be hoping to chase this target off in around 16-17 overs.
They could certainly be hoping to chase it down early, because Dambula Aura have gotten off to a cautious start here, but these two openers are picking things up now. They are trying to score freely here, but Kumara now with a lethal delivery, a peach of a delivery this time, a length delivery in the channel, asking the right questions, and gets the ball to move back in a bit, but Avishka Fernando is unable to time it and gets beaten on the outside edge here. Brilliant piece of bowling, to be honest. Lahiro Kumara is not slowing down his pace here. He's serving it pace up and hitting the right lengths, questioning the batters, ball after ball. And this time, once again, swing and a miss, but this time it is out. A healthy edge, or I must say a faint edge, I feel, not a healthy edge. Did not take a lot of...
I think this is why Lahiru Kumara would say, why should I bowl slow? Why should I bowl slow? I will bowl fast and I'll get the wicket. This is a fast, pacey delivery on a length, actually short of a length outside the off stump. Kusal Mendes had a waft at it and got a thick outside. He's not sure what was the problem for Kusal Mendes, because he was having a word with the umpire probably about the no ball or anything, and I'm not sure, because if he was not out, then he might have as well taken the review. You've got 2 reviews out there. But after persisting, Kusal Mendes has finally been dismissed. And what Omkar was saying, that Sohan did not deliver with the bat, well, he has delivered with the gloves. So Delivera has taken that catch, and now Sadira Samaravikrama, one of the bright prospects for Sri Lanka in all forms of cricket, though personally I feel he's better suited to red ball cricket, that's test cricket, white clothing, but that's not my business that he is in the T20 format. For me, he looks a very, very classy batsman. Same goes to Avishka Fernando as well. The first time I saw Avishka Fernando play, I thought he's the future of Sri Lankan Test cricket. More like a Dimut Karunaratne. Because once you get into that T20 mode, you start slogging, you play some weird kind of shots. Now, I'm still not able to comprehend that I actually saw Joe Root playing reverse scoops in Test match cricket in the Ashes. Still, I'm not able to forget that. And that's what this white ball cricket has got it all about. But it's all about entertainment. All I wish that it doesn't spoil the class of the batter. And we also understand that form is temporary, class is permanent. So if you, irrespective of the format that you're playing in, it doesn't matter. Your class will still hold true. And that's why there are players like Virat Kohli, Kane Williamson, Babar Azam, and Joe Root, of course, and Steven Smith, who don't let a temporary loss in form affect them. Final delivery in the air and just wide of cover. It's gone through for a single towards a sweeper cover. 8 gone, 48 for 1. Is there life in this match? There's definitely no life in this pitch for sure. 86 needed from 72 balls.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement.
The fourth bowler in the form of Samarakun has been introduced into the attack. So in this wicket for the Gaul Titans, they have 5 fast bowling options. Even if Dasun Shanaka tells, okay, I'll also bowl one, he will also get, he will be the 5th option. So 7 bowlers are there for sure, but I guess they are definitely missing someone like a Tabraiz Shamsi, who might have got a lot of help on this wicket. Samarakun with his medium pace comes into the attack, and the batsman Samara Vikrama heads it towards the covers region and doesn't take a single out there. Both these batters will be hoping to not lose their tempo, because they have kind of set themselves up well in this run chase. It's 134, just 134, but if you have a couple of bad overs where you lose wickets, that 134 will look like a giant mountain to climb.
Yes, and it looks like it depends on the batters to follow for the Dambulla aura. And when I first looked at the team, I think I was pretty much confident that they have a pretty decent squad. Now they're not performing, that's a separate issue. But when you look at a team which has got Avishka Fernando, Kusal Mendes, Sadira Samaravikrama, Ben McDermott, Kusal Pereira, Dhananjaya De Silva, these are 6 proper batsmen. Hayden Kerr can bat a bit, Hassan Ali can bat a bit as well. So you got 8 batters who can play well on the day. Now, if the target was 180, 190, I could have still understood. But with 84 needed from 69 balls, with these kind of batters to come, they can kind of pull it off. And after the end of this match, it will be interesting. What does Dasun Shanaka tell in the press conference or at the post-match presentation? How did he pick this team up? Because either he has picked the team without checking the pitch, or he has just picked a team because he wants to give an opportunity to a few youngsters. That's fine. You give opportunities to players, but at least it kind of seems like a joke that on a pitch which is supporting slow bowling, you have gone with 5 fast bowlers. It just seems like he's just not read the pitch. Even if, say, Shakib Al Hasan picks up a fifer, he will need someone to partner him from the other hand. Gaul had Dhananjaya De Silva to give that. And yes, they had a couple of spinners. And at the same time, they had 3 fast bowlers as well. So they had a better balance of fast bowlers and spinners. Now, it's a separate issue if Dambulla did not have that kind of footing. But they've left out Tabraiz Shamsi, who could have been wonderful on this particular deck. But clearly, they know their country, they know their pitches better than us. So let's wait for this match to get over.
Yes, now we need to get back into this, as we can say that if they score the way they are scoring, they will be reaching towards the victory line pretty handsomely. As the final ball will be coming out here by Samarakun. 4 runs coming from it. The fans are enjoying this business end of the tournament creeping up, and it is nice to see audience out there in the R. Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo as we are heading towards the final phase. This is the final phase that is happening out there. Each team will have 3 games to play, and they need to make sure whatever wins that they can get, they will get in these 3. This is a thick outside edge, and the ball has raced into the boundary cushions for a 4, and this is the end of 9 overs, and it is 56 for 1 for the Dambulla Ora.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon app. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our match predictions become your secret arsenal to intensify the excitement. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let Crickon accompany you through every delivery, boundary, and game-changing moment. Embrace the delightful unpredictability of cricket matches.
Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our match predictions become your secret arsenal to intensify the excitement. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let Crickon accompany you through every delivery, boundary, and game-changing moment. Embrace the delightful unpredictability of cricket matches exclusively on the Crickon app. Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary, covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickong app. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our
First a 3, then a 4. Sadira Samaravikrama, well, is kind of trying to turn things out there. And the fielding has not been the best from the Gaul Titans. Shakib Al Hasan. Well, please calm down. There are stumps at the other end. Don't throw them down. Don't hit them. Please, well, he's not certainly happy with the fielding efforts out there. 71 needed from 63 now. In the air and just wide of short extra cover. This is going to be another 4. No, don't think so. There is protection in the deep and it's Shad Bose, the player from New Zealand. And suddenly now the momentum just shifting towards Dambulla. Clearly they have had a word. Sana Jaya Surya has had a word with Sadira Samaravikrama and Avishka Fernando. And it's just said, well, we're done with the first strategic break. We have done well not to lose wickets, and at this stage both the teams were at the same score, but the Titans had lost 3 wickets while the Aura have lost just the 1. Good fielding effort by Samarakun as he dives to his right at point and saves what would have been a certain boundary. And there are certain moments in the game wherein you suddenly just put that foot on the accelerator and just decide to step the ante a little bit. Clearly, looking at this pitch, we felt that Shakib Al Hasan would be the bowler to go to on this particular deck, and Sana Jayasuriya also might have felt the same, and he might have advised just grab the bull by the horns and go after Shakib. 10 gone, 66 over 68 needed at the last.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary, covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary, covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become
We are back now, and guess what? Another seamer comes into the attack. Well, the skipper Dasun Chanaka does not have any other option here, as he has left out Shamsi in this match, and now he has to bring himself on. He starts with a length ball around off, and Samara Vikrama is able to rotate strike here. Avishka Fernando now on strike with 33 runs in his kitty. It is a full delivery, attacking the pads. Avishka tickles it down to fine leg and crosses only for a single now. Gaul Titans were at this stage were close to the score that Dambulla have gotten here, but certainly did not have a lot of wickets in their hand at this stage. But Dambulla have that advantage, and hopefully they will get over the line here quite convincingly, as the equation now reads 66 needed of 58 deliveries. Another length delivery, sliding down the leg side. It is flicked towards the short fine leg region. The keeper now gives it a chase, and the batters are only able to take a single here. So Shanaka hasn't been able to threaten the batter here, but he also isn't allowing. he is also cramping him for room here and not allowing the batter to break the shackles. The boundaries haven't come very consistently here, and that certainly means that the scoring rate will be a bit affected. But looking at the amount of wickets that Dambulla Aura have, they can certainly decide to turn off the switch and go aggressive to every delivery and try to get as near to the target they can. This is a full one wide outside off stump. Avishka helps it towards deep third for a single. Richard Nagrava is the Zimbabwe seamer stationed there. 70 on the board now with the loss of 1 wicket for Dambulla. So 2 balls remaining in this over. Shanaka has been decent with the ball and he will be not very happy with the kind of bowling that his unit has provided, because none of them have been able to pick wickets, and now he will be unhappy with himself as well, because it is a short one. Good use of the feed by Samara Vikrama. He comes down the track and punches it through the line for a cracking boundary. The equation now goes down to 60 required in 55 deliveries. So
you said it right. You said it right out there, Karthik. In the moment the strategic break was taken, change of gears has happened, and then now our prediction of the game ending in 16 overs might be possible. Just 60 required, and these two together have got together around 30 runs partnership already. And this is nice that Samara Vikrama is showcasing his batting skills, and this is going to be a wide for sure. But that was a good effort by Sohan. Second time in this contest we have seen him jumping way above the expected heights and holding on to the deliveries. Terrific wicket keeping he has been doing out there behind the stumps, as Tim Seifert has not taken the wickets, taken the gloves today, and it's nice to see a youngster doing and giving his 100% behind the wickets. Perfect and great correction, more like a football player. He jumped right above and managed to correct that delivery. Final ball coming in, full length delivery, and it has been driven towards the deep covers region. Beautiful shot by Sadira Samara Vikrama. End of the over, 11 gone, 79 for 1 for the Dambulla Aura.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickong app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickong app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickong app. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our match predictions become your secret arsenal to intensify the excitement. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let Crickong
11 ओवर की समाप्ति हो चुकी है, 12वीं ओवर की प्रगति हो चुकी है, और यहाँ पर ललित कुमार जिन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छी गेंदबाजी की है, उन्होंने सिर्फ 8 रन दिए हैं 2 ओवर डालकर। लेकिन ये जो स्कोर है, जब आपका स्कोर सिर्फ 134 या 133 रहता है, तब आपके पास विकेट लेने के अलावा और कोई विकल्प होता ही नहीं है। और अगर आज ये मैच दम्बुला जीत जाती है तो टेबल टॉप कर देगी, 8 पॉइंट हो जाएंगे, उनके 4 जीत हो जाएंगे। और इसी में मैं आज के वो ECS मैच का, अगर आपने क्रिकॉन्ग पॉडकास्ट पे सुना होगा तो हम तीनों ने ECS क्वालिफायर मैच किया था, जो सेकेंड लास्ट मैच था, जहां पर एक टीम ने स्कोर किए थे 115, और हम तीनों को ऐसा लग रहा था कि वो बिलो पार स्कोर है, कि यार क्योंकि 10 ओवर में 116 बन ही जाते हैं, और वो जो दूसरी टीम है वो तो 170 या 190 चेस करके आई थी प्रीवियस मैच में इस उस पर्टिकुलर मैच में, लेकिन 4 ओवर के अंदर या 5 ओवर के अंदर ये जो टीम है जो बॉलिंग कर रही थी, उन्होंने ऑलमोस्ट गेम सील कर दिया था। 37 पे 7 विकेट ले लिए थे और उसके बाद एक पार्टनरशिप आई, एक साझेदारी आई, लेकिन उसके बाद जैसे ही वो साझेदारी टूटी वो लोग जीत गए। तो बिल्कुल ही ऐसे ही यहाँ पर गॉल टाइटंस को सोचना होगा, क्योंकि विकेट्स के अलावा उनके पास इस मैच में वापस आने का कोई भी यहाँ पर मकाम या फिर मौका नहीं होने वाला। क्योंकि आज के क्रिकेट में अगर आप कहेंगे कि आपको 51 गेंदों में 52 रनों की आवश्यकता है और वो भी 9 विकेट हाथ में है, तो फिर तो ये गॉन केस ही यहाँ पर माना जाएगा। और क्लियरली स्ट्रेटेजिक ब्रेक के बाद यहाँ पर यही देखने मिल रहा है कि दम्बुल्ला ओरा यहाँ पर अपना ऑरा छोड़ना चाहती है, अपनी छाप छोड़ना चाहती है। अगर यहाँ पर मौका है 17 या 18 ओवर में मैच जीतने का, तो डेफिनेटली वो करने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर बहुत ही अच्छी कीपिंग एक बार फिर से सोहन डिलीवरा से, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने बाई तरफ छलांग लगाई और मुझे ऐसा लगा कि शायद पैड को लग के गई, लेकिन नहीं, वाइड का इशारा वहां पर। तो अगर आप इस तरह पे अब फिलहाल स्कोर देखेंगे तो 51 रनों की आवश्यकता है। तो प्रैक्टिकली सोचिए 51 रन आप मैक्स टू मैक्स 5 ओवर में जीत जाएंगे अगर आप 1 बाउंड्री पर ओवर टारगेट करेंगे। तो यानी पोटेंशियली ये जो है आप 16 या मैक्स टू मैक्स 17 ओवर तक जीतने की क्षमता रख सकते हो, अनलेस यहाँ पर कुछ विकेट्स गिरे तो। एक बार फिर से लहिरू कुमारा यहाँ पर ऑलमोस्ट एक विकेट बॉल अंदर आती हुई और से ड्राइव करने का प्रयास किया समर विक्रमा ने, लेकिन गेंद काफी तेज आई और उनके बल्ले के अंदरूनी किनारे को लगकर उनके पैड से लग बैठी। तो 50 गेंदों में 51 रनों की आवश्यकता दम्बुल्ला ओरा को।
अच्छी साझेदारी यहाँ पे होती हुई समर विक्रमा और अविष्का फर्नांडो की, और यहाँ पे सिर्फ अब रन बॉल चाहिए, 51 रन 50 बॉल में, और जरूर यहाँ पर दम्बुल्ला ओरा अगली 5 ओवर में मैच जीतने की कोशिश। और जरूर आज चौथी हार होगी लगातार गॉल टाइटंस को, और यहाँ इस हार के जो हम रीजनिंग जब ढूंढने में कोशिश करते हैं तो जरूर जो टैक्टिकल एरर्स होता है, जो स्ट्रेटेजिकल एरर्स होता है, वो हाईलाइट होता है। क्योंकि विकेट यहाँ पर एक नया दौरा शुरू हो रहा है, नया लेग शुरू हो रहा है जरूर, पर यहाँ पर तकरीबन पहले की 8 मैच खेली हुई थी, तो कुछ ना कुछ तो वॉर्न आउट हुआ होगा विकेट। दो इवन दो एक हफ्ते की जो ब्रेक थी इन बिटवीन, द विकेट जो है वो बदला है, और इसी कारण यहाँ पे स्पिनर्स को बहुत हेल्प मिलती हुई। अगर आपके पास लेग स्पिनर्स या टर्नर्स हो आपके प्लेइंग 11 में, स्पेशली तबरेज शम्सी का एब्सेंस यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट होगा। और यहाँ एक बढ़िया सा यॉर्कर बॉलिंग करते हुए लहिरू कुमारा को मिलता है पहला विकेट इस टूर्नामेंट में, और यहाँ पर जाते हैं वापस सदीरा समर विक्रमा, और यहाँ पे दूसरी विकेट गिरती हुई दम्बुल्ला ओरा की, और ये बढ़िया एक बॉल लहिरू कुमारा के द्वारा फुल लेंथ डिलीवरी सीधा ऑफ स्टंप पे आके गिरी और बैट्समैन को चकित कर दिया। और बढ़िया डिलीवरी यहाँ पर ऑफ स्टंप को लेके जाते हुए वो सीम, वो पेस दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ पर 137 क्लिक्स का था ये बॉल लहिरू कुमार के द्वारा, और यहाँ पे दूसरे विकेट जाती हुई सदीरा समर विक्रमा वापस जाना पड़ेगा अभी 25 रन बनाकर दम्बुल्ला ओरा 83 पे 2 12 ओवर होने के बाद।
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusive.
तो यहाँ पर दूसरी विकेट गिरती हुई दोनों ही सफलताएं जो हैं लहिरू कुमारा को ही मिली है। पर मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा कि वो एकमात्र ऐसे बॉलर है जो प्रयास करते रहे हैं। मैं जब शुरू के ओवर्स में कमेंट्री कर रहे थे तो मैंने सुना कि कसुन राजिता भी अच्छी कोशिश कर रहे थे। तो इट्स जस्ट दैट कि उन्होंने विकेट नहीं खोए दम्बुल्ला और ने, इसके वजह से उन्होंने वो अर्ली थ्रेट सी ऑफ कर दिया। पर मुझे अभी भी यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि मैच हो कहाँ पे रहा है। मैच ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हो रहा है या फिर दक्षिण अफ्रीका में हो रहा है या फिर चलिए न्यूजीलैंड में भी हो रहा है कि आप 5-5 फास्ट बॉलर के साथ उतरे हुए हो। आप, मैं मानता हूँ कि आपको पहले पता नहीं होगा कि पिच शायद टू पेस्ट होगी, आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा कि पिच शायद स्पिन को सपोर्ट करेगी, पर कम ऑन, आप तो एशिया में खेल रहे हो, आप लंका में खेल रहे हो, तो डेफिनेटली आपके पास कम से कम 2 या 3 स्पेशलिस्ट स्पिनर तो होने ही चाहिए। आप सिर्फ एक स्पेशलिस्ट स्पिनर के साथ कैसे उतर सकते हो? क्योंकि अशन प्रियंजन वो आए तो थे कुछ साल पहले श्रीलंका में एक प्रॉपर स्पिनर बनके, लेकिन अभी वो प्रॉपर स्पिनर नहीं है, एक पार्ट टाइम प्लेयर ही है, वो पार्ट टाइम बॉलर। तो फिर ऐसे इसमें यहाँ पर आपकी सोच कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रही कि आपने अपने ही घर में इस तरह की टीम क्यों चुनी है। और अब हम एक्चुअली देख रहे हैं कि धीरे धीरे ओस भी यहाँ पर गिरती आ रही है, क्योंकि एक व्हीकल है बाहर जहां पर वो गीलापन दिख रहा है टायर्स पे, यानी ओस है, वो हम मानते हैं ओस है, डेफिनेटली चेजिंग साइड को वो एडवांटेज होगा। बट फिर भी मैं ये नहीं मानता कि आप श्रीलंका में 5-5 फास्ट बॉलर के साथ उतरो, या फिर उल्टा कहूं आप श्रीलंका में सिर्फ एक स्पेशलिस्ट स्पिनर के साथ उतरो। वो थोड़ा लॉजिक के अगेंस्ट है, अनलेस तबरेज शम्सी कुछ इंजर्ड है या फिर कुछ और कारण है। मुझे बिल्कुल वो कारण समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि आखिर क्यों वो टीम से बाहर है। 44 गेंदों में 47 रनों की आवश्यकता।
आज 3 चेंजेस किया है यहाँ पर गॉल टाइटंस, और तीनों चेंजेस मुझे क्वेश्चन मार्क दिख रहा है, क्योंकि भनुका राजापक्सा भी आज बिठाया गया है। क्या इंजुरी कंसर्न्स है, इसी कारण वो बाहर है, वो देखना पड़ेगा। और यहाँ पे रनआउट की चांस थी और यहाँ मिस करते हुए, और कुशल परेरा शायद ये चोटित भी होंगे वहां पर। बॉल तो सीधा शॉर्ट थर्ड मैन फील्डर जो रिचर्ड एनगवारा थे उनके पास गया था, और अविष्का फर्नांडो कट करके वहां ही खड़े थे, पर कुशल परेरा रन लेने के लिए आए और तकरीबन 3/4 ऑफ द विकेट कवर करने के बाद वापस जाना पड़ा और अपने जान को।
आर दे सीरियसली अपीलिंग फॉर ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द फील्ड?
ये क्या हो रहा है?
आर यू सीरियस?
And I think it's their own decision, the umpires.
मुझे लगा था कि वो रनआउट के लिए अपील कर रहे हैं, पर यहाँ पे ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द फील्ड हुआ है, मैं देखा नहीं वहां पे।
रनआउट तो था नहीं, वो हिला ही नहीं, अविष्का फर्नांडो उधर ही थे। अब ये देखिए अविष्का फर्नांडो वापस आ गए थे, अब तो वो क्लियरली ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द फील्ड के लिए अपील कर रहे हैं।
बट देखा जाए तो कुशल मेंडिस ने अपनी ट्रेजेक्टरी ऑफ द रन चेंज
नहीं बदली, एग्जैक्टली कुशल परेरा ने नहीं चेंज की। पर मैं तो ये समझ में आया दसुन शाना का अपील कर भी कैसे सकते हैं, क्योंकि रनआउट तो हुआ ही नहीं है। अविष्का फर्नांडो तो हिला ही नहीं है वहां से, वो तो उधर ही है,
और उनकी थ्रो भी स्टंप पे जा नहीं रही।
एग्जैक्टली स्टंप पे जा ही नहीं रही थी। इनफैक्ट मुझे तो ऐसा लगा उन्होंने कुशल परेरा को ही मारने की कोशिश की थी, स्टंप पे तो मार ही नहीं रहे थे। एनीवेज बिजार, आई डोंट थिंक ये स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप है, क्योंकि आप एक वियर्ड बिजार चीज के लिए अपील कर रहे हो। ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द फील्ड होता क्या है? अगर बल्लेबाज ने जानबूझकर अपनी रनिंग जो है उसकी ट्रैक बदली हो और फिर थ्रो स्टंप्स पे आती हुई उनको लग जाए, तो वो ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग द फील्ड मानी जाती है। यहां पर कुशल परेरा ने ट्रैक चेंज नहीं की, सीधा स्ट्रेट लाइन में भाग रहे थे, जैसे हमने स्कूल में ज्योमेट्री में पढ़ा था कि द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन 2 पॉइंट्स इज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन, तो स्ट्रेट लाइन में ही भाग रहे थे। सेकंड, वो स्टंप्स के लाइन में कभी थे ही नहीं। थर्ड, थ्रो स्टंप्स के लाइन में कभी था ही नहीं, थ्रो कहीं और ही जा रहा था। तो अगर कुशल परेरा को थ्रो नहीं लगता तो ये ओवर थ्रो होता सीधा लॉन्ग ऑन की तरफ। तो आई डोंट नो ये क्या अपील था, बट अब क्योंकि वो रूल है कि अगर अपील किया है तो अंपायर को सब कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा। बट मेरे हिसाब से अंपायर को भी थोड़ा बहुत तो सोच ही ना लेना चाहिए था कि वो लाइन में तो थे ही नहीं। पर फिर भी टेक्नोलॉजी है तो यूज करके हम जस्ट उम्मीद करते हैं कि कुशल परेरा ठीक हो, क्योंकि उन्हें ना वो पीठ पे लगी है, और जब वो बॉल सीम के साथ लगती है ना, वो बहुत जोर की लगती है। चलिए इसके साथ ओवर समाप्त, 13 ओवर के बाद 88, 2 विकेट के नुकसान पर। और शाकिब अल हसन आ गए हैं, आपकी प्रतिक्रिया ओमकार? आई मीन व्हाटएवर हैपेंड, but was there any point in appealing for obstructing the field?
There certainly wasn't any point. I think if the throw was on target and then if Kusal Pereira would have come in between, only then the appeal would have been fair for Gaul Titans. But other than that, I think it's just time-wasting tactic here from Dambulla, or maybe appealing and putting some pressure on the umpire to, question their own decision here. That's how the players try to put the umpires into pressure and just hope that some decisions go their way. But this time, Gaul Titans are in desperate needs of wicket as well, so maybe they are just trying anything that comes their way and hope to break this partnership, which could well be a match-winning partnership if they stick around for long. Avishka Fernando has been incredible from the get-go here, while it is Mendes who is Pereira, who is just trying to find his rhythm. He has only opened his account after facing 2 deliveries, but now he is facing the spinner Shakib Al Hasan, who remains wicketless here, and he did remain wicketless in the previous match as well, and was a bit expensive in the previous game also, and I don't think he has been on the money so far with his spin bowling, and as we say, this pitch is favouring the spin bowlers. It did when Dambulla Aura were bowling, but right now I don't think the Gaul spinners are capitalising the pitch here, the behaviour of the pitch, I mean.
Yes, the spinners are completely finding different results out here completely, because when Noor and Hemanta were bowling, they were just turning the ball left, right and centre. But here the ball is not even turning and it's going straight to the batsman, making it easy for him to run to go for his shots. Kusal Pereira out there goes for a sweep towards the square leg region. A single has been taken out there, and this is definitely the dew factor also might have come in, where the ball after pitching won't turn, and that is the reason why it's coming straight to the batter and making it easy for them to go for their shots. Last ball coming from this over from Shakib. He has given away 18 in his 2.5 overs. 4 from this over so far. And this has been hit towards the sweeper. Covers and a single has been taken. 14 overs done. It is 94 for 2 for the Dambulla Aura, with 40 runs required in the remaining 6 overs.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant.
चलिए, अब थोड़ा प्रहार हो रहा है दोनों बल्लेबाजों से, और खास करके अशन प्रियंजन के ही गेंदबाजी पर, और यहाँ पर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 गेंदबाज यूज हो चुके हैं, और कसुन रजित और लहिरू कुमारा ने अच्छा प्रयास किया, पर उन्हें विकेट्स नहीं मिले। और ये गेंद हवे में है, क्या ये सीमा रेखा के पार गई है? जी हाँ, बिल्कुल फ्लाइटेड गेंद थी ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर। अविष्का फर्नांडो एक घुटने पर बैठकर उन्होंने इसे स्लॉग स्वीप कर दिया है डीप मिड विकेट के ऊपर से 6 रनों के लिए। 100 रन पूरे होते हुए अब डाम्बुला औरा के लिए 15वीं ओवर में, और अब जो रिक्वायर्ड रन्स है वो 40 के अंदर आ गई है। 33 रनों की आवश्यकता 33 गेंदों में, यानी रन बॉल पर आ गई है गेंद, और क्लियरली यहाँ पर एक चेंज इन मोमेंटम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं हम। अविष्का 49 पे पहुंच गए, और इस सिंगल के साथ उनका अर्धशतक भी पूरा होता हुआ उसे सॉफ्ट हैंड से खेल दिया शॉर्ट मिड विकेट। और अभी हम चेक कर ही रहे थे कि पिछले वर्ष कौन थे लीडिंग रन गेटर्स, तो अविष्का फर्नांडो लीडिंग रन गेटर्स थे। एक्चुअली उन्होंने लंका प्रीमियर लीग में काफी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दिया है, और पिछले साल ही नहीं, पिछले 2-3 साल से अच्छा देते आ रहे हैं। और शायद अब समय आ गया है कि श्रीलंका जो है उन्हें एक और मौका दे दे अंतरराष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट में, चाहे आप टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेले, ओडिया क्रिकेट खेले या T20 क्रिकेट खेले, क्योंकि वो जब आए थे ना श्रीलंका के लिए खेलने के लिए 4-5 वर्ष पहले, तब टेक्निकली स्ट्रांग बैटर थे, पर उसके बाद फॉर्म खराब होने लग गया। शायद दक्षिण अफ्रीका के टूर में गए थे और वहां पर फॉर्म खराब हो गया और उसके बाद वो वापस आए ही नहीं। लेकिन
वो ओडीआई में खेले थे इस साल इंडिया के सामने और अच्छी वो परफॉर्मेंस नहीं कर पाए, 2-3 मैच अपॉर्चुनिटी दिया था, पर वो कंसिस्टेंसी जो हम देखे थे 2-3 साल पहले जब वो डेब्यू किया, वो जरूर अभी नहीं है इंटरनेशनल टीम।
तो कंपैरिजन में वो श्रीलंका के संजू सैमसन है।
हम कह सकते हैं जरूर, वहाँ वो जरूर कह सकते हैं। 15 ओवर हो चुका है यहाँ पर और स्कोर हो चुका है 104 पे 2 और चाहिए 30 रन 5 ओवर में।
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating.
Shakib Al Hasan now back into the attack for his final over. He starts from around the wicket. He serves a short one, attacking the stumps. Avishka Fernando just pats it towards point and takes a single. A loud appeal for LBW this time, but I think Kushal Pereira did well by coming down the wicket, and I think this might be missing the leg stump or even going above the stumps, but Dashan Sanaka thinks otherwise, and he decides to take the review here. It could be a tricky one, but I think it is much more of a desperate review from the Gaul Titans skipper. Dambula need only run a ball from this point on, that is 29 of 29 deliveries. It is a legal delivery. Ravindra Vimalasiri, the third umpire now, comes into the picture. It is a loopy delivery on middle and leg. Pereira tries to come down and sweep this towards the leg side, but does not get any bat on it. He gets pinged on the pads. We are waiting for the ball tracking here. It does not look like there was any bat involved, so certainly all comes down to the ball tracking. If it goes on to hit the wickets or miss the wickets, we should wait and find out. Shakib Al Hasan does not look that confident here. While Kushal Pereira is trying some shadow shots while they wait for the decision. I think it's a delayed wait as well, a longer wait. The ultra edge is now on, and
I was about to say that when I saw it with the naked eye, I thought there was a deviation of the ball, and it's a wasted review.
It's a wasted review. There is a spike as the ball passes the bat, and hence the on-field decision of not out stays, and Gaul Titans lose a very crucial review here. Now they only have one review remaining in the whole match, in the remaining 28 balls. So Dambula Aura certainly have their noses in front here. Another appeal for LBW, and this time the finger goes up. Shakib Al Hasan with the breakthrough, and Kushal Pereira could not do much damage with the bat. He has to walk up for 5, and this time he does not take a review as well.
Because he's dead plump in between.
Yeah, a smart decision by the batter. And Dambula Aura lose their second wicket now, or third wicket now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We are losing a count of the wickets because it's very difficult to understand whether it's number 2 or number 3, and also this just kills that thought process or beats the rumor that a left-arm bowler cannot get a left-hand batter out. So since the wicket has fallen in the 16th over, this will be the time for a strategic break. We're just waiting for the umpire to give that signal. 29 needed from 27. Now, if Gaul can get Avishka Fernando out quickly, You never know. The cat might just get sent scurrying amongst the pigeons.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon app. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our match predictions become your secret arsenal to intensify the excitement. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let Crickon accompany you through every delivery, boundary, and game-changing moment. Embrace the delightful unpredictability of cricket matches.
Don't be a mere spectator. Become an active participant in the thrill with Crickon. Our podcast acts as your gateway into the cricketing universe, while our match predictions become your secret arsenal to intensify the excitement. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let Crickon accompany you through every delivery, boundary, and game-changing moment. Embrace the delightful unpredictability of cricket matches exclusively on the Crickon app.
Dhananjay De Silva as the new batter comes in to bat out here because Kusal Pereira was plumped in front by Shakib Al Hasan in the previous delivery before going into the strategic timeout. And here, this run chase is becoming tricky now for Dambulla Ora. If they continue like this and lose the wicket of Avishka Fernando, it is going to become even more tough. Avishka's presence is important. He is on 52 of 43. He needs to take this team towards the finishing line. 3 dot balls being played by Dhananjay De Silva out there, and the 16-over mark is completed. 105 for 3 and 29 required of 34.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping T20 leagues, join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado. Exclusive.
Shot towards the mid-wicket region by Avishka Fernando. he definitely wants to take this match into the finishing line as early as possible, because the longer this goes, the better for the Gaul Titans to put pressure on them. Short pitch delivery by Lahiru Kumara, and he went for that pull shot. From the toe end of the bat, it went towards the mid wicket. No one out there to back it up for a catch. And a couple of runs coming into the kitty for Avishka Fernando. 54 he is on. Just 27 required of 23 deliveries. One big over is enough to do the deal. This time he beats the field line covers. But there is Bose in the deep covers region to stop that delivery. A single is the not a single, I guess. A couple of runs will be taken out there, and this is definitely an opportunity for the Dambulla Ora to get their 4th victory in this tournament and just improve their performance and move into the top of the position in the points table. Currently, Belov Candy are placed at the top of the points table with a brilliant match that they had the other day against the Gaul Titans themselves, where they batted out, scored over 200 plus runs, and with the ball as well, they completely outplayed Gaul Titans and managed to win that by a big margin. So the team Gaul Titans played well in Colombo, went to Pallekele and completely lost the lead, whereas the Belov Candy side lost the first 2 games in Colombo, went to Pallekele, their home ground, and completely changed the tides for themselves. So the points table at the end of the Colombo leg is upside down basically now.
Yes, and this has not been the greatest of starts on the return leg for the Gaul Titans. However, it doesn't matter even whether it was that one thing has been consistent, whether it be that leg or this leg, they are on a streak of losses. And it's just been extending for them. 109 for 3 as Dhananjay De Silva, interestingly, has come ahead of Ben McDermott. I thought probably Ben McDermott might come on to bat, but maybe Dhananjay De Silva saw that, or Kusal Mendes, whatever it is, saw that they have some spinners back, and the Aussies are not the best players of spin. So that's why he has held back Ben McDermott, so that even if Ben McDermott is required to play, by the time he comes, if he comes, then the spinners will be exhausted. But for now, it does not matter because it's a length ball outside the off stump, and Avishka Fernando has hit that clean as a whistle over extra cover for half a dozen. 19 needed from 19 deliveries now, and it only almost now it seems like a formality that for the Dambulla Ora, as they look all set to get back on top of the table with their 4th win. Just 19 runs adrift now. However, after seeing plenty of cricket across the globe over the last couple of days, we don't want to count the chickens out so early. We have seen games being lost from this position, and that too not once or twice, consistently. And but given that there is a long batting lineup for the Dambulla Ora, we feel that this is in their bag, and also the dew factor is there, so that just allows the ball to skid more. Final delivery for Lahiru Kumara for the night. Can he pick up a wicket? Oopsie! Oopsie! It's not the final delivery. It's one more delivery to go because he just kind of overexerted. He wanted to charge or check Avishka Fernando's footwork, and he banged it in, but he banged it in his own half, and the ball landed and just scooted off well above the keeper, and poor deliverer just could not quite even, no point of even reaching there. It was probably not reachable even for the great Khali. That's how I can equate that. That's how high the ball went, and I'm not even getting Avishka Fernando into the picture. 5 wides, bonus runs for the Dambulla Ora, and all of a sudden now, from required rate of 6, it's now come down to a required rate under 5. 14 needed from 19, and Lahiru Kumara having a smile regarding that. He would be happy. He wanted to just give a message to Avishka Fernando that don't you charge out to me, or don't you walk down the track, or don't you expose the stumps out to me, and that's why he dug it in short. Well, okay, message accepted by Avishka Fernando. He stays in his crease, but what comes next? An over-pitch delivery, overcooked outside the off stump. Avishka Fernando comes forward and drives it through the covers. So, well, of the last 2 legal deliveries of this over, Dambulla Aura have scored 15 runs. 15 runs of just 2 balls, because one was a 6, then 5 wides followed by 4. And well, the formality has actually now become just a pure formality. 10 runs needed and full 3 overs remaining.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to heart-stopping leagues, our app boasts an extensive lineup. Join us as we guide you through an unparalleled cricketing expedition exclusively on the Crickon app. Don't let the excitement pass you by. Unleash your inner cricket aficionado.
Prepare yourself to be engulfed in the grandeur of cricket with the Crickon app. Immerse into our captivating podcast, coupled with live commentary covering an extensive spectrum of exhilarating matches. From international showdowns to hard...
Ram shot behind the wicketkeeper, and the ball has rolled into the boundary cushions. And Gavara also is being welcomed with a boundary. The last 4 deliveries has just completely changed the tides, and the match is just one shot away to be done and dusted.
Dhananjay Da Silva with a brilliant shot here. He waits for it. He knows that this is a short one outside off stump. He waits for it nicely, opens the face of the bat and helps it over the keeper's head for a couple of bounces and the boundary to deep third. So just one hit away now, and Dhananjay Da Silva could certainly take his side over the line here, but he wants Avishka Fernando to apply the finishing touches here. He tabs this length ball down to deep third and crosses for a single. Dasun Shanaka isn't looking happy at all. He would also think that he missed a trick on this 2-paced wicket. Certainly, because they did not have many options in spin bowling, and I think if a spinner like Shamsi would have been at his disposal today, this match could have been even more interesting rather than a one-sided affair, I would say.
Definitely, yes. It would have been more interesting if Shamsi would have found himself in this playing 11. And this has been hit towards the backward point region, and the ball has raced towards the boundary line. Avishka Fernando getting the opportunity to finish off this game, because he's the one who did the hard work, took on those bouncy deliveries that was bowled by Lahiru Kumara and Rajita in the first stages of the run chase, stood there, did the job, did the work, did the hard yards, and he is the one having the opportunity to get the winning runs out there. 133 for 3, 17.3 overs. Just 1 run required for the Dambulla Aura to get their 4th victory and move up in the points table to the top position as well. And this time he just taps it to the third man region, takes a single. A huge win for Dambulla Aura by 7 wickets. Congratulations to Avishka Fernando for his brilliant unbeaten 70 of 49, 3 boundaries, 3 sixes, and good support from captain Kusal Mendes early on. 18 of 24, it had that 47-run partnership. Phased out the fast bowlers early on, and then Sadira Samara Vikrama coming in at number 3 did brilliant job. 25 of 18, 4 boundaries in that. Kusal Pereira was the only negative, we can say, 5 of 8, and Dhananjay De Silva coming in the end to finish off with Avishka Fernando with his 6 runs as well. 10 extras were bowled out there, 5 coming in the previous over itself. And the bowling, if we look into, definitely we can say Kasan Rajita tried out his best in the power play. 12 runs he gave in the 3 overs. Lahiru Kumara 2 for 31 did a pretty decent job, but didn't have the score to defend. Richard and Gavara went for a lot of runs, 33 in his 2.4. Shakib Al Hassan 1 for 20 in his 4 overs, brilliant job. Samarakun 1 over for 8, Sanaka 1 over for 12, and Priyanjan 2 overs for 16. None of the bowlers had the score to defend because the batting was not up to the mark.
Absolutely, the batting was not up to the mark, and just one player crossed 30, and that was Dasun Shanaka, who made 36 with the bat. But other than that, Shad Bose showed some glimpses of his potential 22, but the rest just folded up on a track which was spinning in the first innings. And even though they lost a toss which they would have felt happier had they won, I don't think their team combination was right for this particular match on this particular deck, going in with 5 fast bowlers and only 1 specialist spinners. As far as Dambulla Aura is concerned, they had a complete team performance, first with the ball and then with the bat. And well, probably the biggest gain that they got from this match is the youngster Dushan Hemanta, another leg spinner who is coming in into his own and probably can be a part of Sri Lanka's national squads in the near or distant future. Well, that's all from this particular match, match number 14. To be honest, a one-sided match, not all that exciting, because one team made 133 and the other chased it down. In fact, they needed 19 from 19 deliveries, and or rather 25 from 20 deliveries, and those 25 runs were scored in 5 deliveries because there was a 5 wides in between as well. That's how they just finished off, ramped up things. So a comfortable win for the Dambulla Aura. You might feel for Galle Titans, but 4 matches lost on the trot, but probably one has to feel that they are on their way of exiting the tournament in a short while from now on. So thank you very much everyone for tuning in, both onto our YouTube account and also on our CrickKong app. Hopefully you have enjoyed the game, you have enjoyed the commentary. Any feedback, please do pass it on in any of the accounts on the YouTube chat section or in our CrickKong app chat section. We would definitely respect your comments and look to better ourselves in the near future. For the time being, this is Karthik, Omkar and Dhanush signing off. That ends Friday's action. But come the weekend, you have got lots of power-packed action. Weekend means a double header in the Lanka Premier League, and also India playing back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday. So please do make sure that you tune in to the CrickKong app and also to our YouTube channel for the respective matches. On that note, this is a goodbye from all 3 of us.
Thank you for tuning in. This is your